Hi guys, good morning. Am I audible to all? Can you guys all hear me? Can I see a quick yes in the chat box if I'm audible? All of you, can I see a quick yes in the chat box? Audible, everyone else? Alright, great. Great, awesome. So, welcome to the social media marketing course. Great to be here with you guys for the next 5 weeks that we're going to be together. So, let's start with a quick round of introductions. We'll get to know a little bit about each other. Once you guys introduce yourselves, I will introduce myself as well. So, here you go. I want each one of you to tell me these four things about yourselves in one single chat message. So tell me these four things about yourself. Put it in one chat message so it's easy for all of us to follow. And let me know once you guys are done. I will introduce myself as well. Fast says 5 weeks. Yes, social media marketing module is a 5 session module. So you have 5 sessions. That's right, Faz. It's 5 sessions. Yes. All right, one single chat message, guys, all of you. Please put it in one chat message. Use a comma or use a control and enter for a new line so that it's easy for all of us to follow. Let's use one single chat message. Tell me all four things, guys, about yourself. I want to know your name, your organization, what's your designation, and what are your expectations from the course. So all four, right? The fourth one is particularly important, so don't skip the fourth one. Your expectations are the most important. Do not skip the fourth one. Right? All right. So we've got Abhishek here, who is working in his family business, and his objective is to learn to promote his business. Great, Abhishek. So great having you here with us. Welcome to the course. And hopefully, by the end of the course, you should be able to learn all that you need to take your family business to the next level. Awesome. So, we've got Nitesh. Nitesh is working with ICICI Bank as a deputy manager and also has a family business for pre owned smartphones, which is operated completely through online platforms. So, wants to increase his presence and sales on social media. Excellent, Nitesh. That's a very, very clear objective. So we've got Nitesh as well here who has a family business and wants to learn to promote it. So great, Nitesh. Welcome to the course, and hopefully by the end of it, you should find all that you need to meet your objectives with regards to your family business. Awesome. Next, we've got Reena. Reena is an SEO executive at SGC Softtech. Wants to learn more tactics of social media marketing. Awesome, Reema. Great to have you here with us. Welcome to the course as well. We've got Omkar, who is currently not working. He's a student and wants to get an experience from any company and then work as a freelancer. Excellent, Omkar. So good having you here with us as well. Welcome to the course, and hopefully by the end of it, you should be able to find your career in social media marketing and be a successful freelancer as well. So thanks, Omkar. Great having you here with us. We've got Zanisha. Correct me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. So Zanisha is working with Indigene as a web designer and wants to become a digital marketer. Awesome, Dhanisha. So great having you here with us as well. Hopefully, by the end of the course, you'd be able to meet that objective of making that career switch to being a digital marketer. So thanks, Dhanisha. Great having you here with us. We've got Poonam. Poonam is working with Accenture as a quality analyst and is just expecting to learn about digital marketing. Awesome, Poonam. So great having you here with us. Welcome to the course as well. We've got Manya, who is working as a content writer with Science Olympiad Foundation. Wants to learn the tactics of digital marketing. Excellent, Vanya. So great having you here with us as well. Hopefully, by the end of the course, you'll be able to make that transition from being a content writer to maybe a content marketer or a digital marketer. Okay, great. We've got Nitesh. Nitesh says I waited almost 2.5 months to learn SMM from you. All right, Nitesh. Hopefully, I really hope that that is worth the wait. So I really hope I'm able to meet your expectations, and I hope that 2.5 months wait is worth it. Great, thank you. All right. We've got Ankit, who is a sales executive with a media's organization, has 6 months experience, and plans to change jobs and join a digital marketing agency. Wants to understand social media marketing in detail. Thanks, Ankit. So that's a very detailed objective as well. So thank you for that. Welcome to the course. And hopefully by the end of it, you should be able to make that career switch successfully. All the best for that. We've got Jay Kumar, who is a manager marketing at an advertising agency and wants to understand digital media. Excellent, Jay Kumar. So welcome to the course as well. And hopefully by the end of it, you should be able to make the transition from offline media to digital media as well. So thank you for that. We've got Shikhar, who is working with Airtel as a senior manager. Wants to learn uh, wants to learn how to manage campaigns through social media. Excellent, Shikhar. So thank you for that. Welcome to the course as well. Great having you with us. Those of you who've just come in, by the way, tell us these 4 things about yourselves. For those of you who've just come in, joined a little late, you can introduce yourselves by telling us those 4 things. And after you guys are done, I will give you a brief introduction about myself as well. So we've got, okay, I think that's Chela Chandramoli. So correct me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Who is working with HCL as an associate manager and wants to understand the basics of social media marketing. Excellent, Chandramoli. Great having you here with us as well. Welcome to the course. We've got Leo, who is working in the advertising business as a GM marketing and wants to get an experience of digital. Excellent, Leo. So great having you here too. And hopefully you should be able to get that digital experience to add to your offline marketing and advertising experience. Right. Great. Moving on to Swapnil. Swapnil is working in Carvale as a senior sales executive and wants to be a digital marketer. So Swapnil wants to make a career switch from sales to marketing. That's excellent. So hopefully by the end of the course, Swapnil, you should be able to do that. So thank you for being part of the module. Welcome. We've got Adnan, who is working in the hospitality space with a 5-star hotel in reservations and sales and marketing, and wants to use social media to promote the business. Excellent, Adnan. So great having you here with us as well. And hopefully by the end of the course, you should be able to pick up all the tactics and strategies that you would need to promote your hospitality or promote your, sorry, it says 5-star hotel effectively. All right. Next, we've got Yogesh, who's working with GSK and wants to freelance in digital marketing. Excellent, Yogesh. Welcome to the course as well. Okay, Abhishek says, anyone facing a problem with the chat box? It's continuously scrolling up. That always happens, Abhishek, as and when someone keeps that, because there are so many messages coming in. As and when the messages come, it'll keep scrolling up. So if you want to, you'll have to keep it unscrolled. That's what I'm doing right now. So I've scrolled back so I can keep following what you guys are typing. So because so many messages keep coming in, Abhishek, it will keep moving up to make you see the latest one. Right? So if you want, you'll have to scroll back up. Okay. Yeah. So Tarun and Abhishek, that's how you handle it. Because as messages keep coming, it will always scroll back to show you the latest one. So you'll have to keep it scrolled up. Yes, you'll have to keep it scrolled up. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we've got. What about the rest of you who have not introduced yourselves yet? Mukul says Mukul is a student, not working yet, and wants to learn digital. Excellent, Mukul. Welcome to the course as well. We've got Krishnan, who is working in Mac automation as an OEM consultant and is looking for a change in careers. Awesome, Krishnan. So great having you here with us. Hopefully by the end of the course, you should be able to make that career switch successfully. Thank you so much for being part of it. Anyone else who's yet to introduce yourselves? Have all of you introduced yourselves? If not, here you go. You have one more chance to tell us a little bit about you and tell me what your expectations from the course are. Right? Great. So while those of you who are left to introduce yourselves do that, I'm going to give you a quick introduction about myself. So That's me. My name is Rohit Uttamchandani. I'm a digital consultant, been in the space for almost over 8 years now. Worked with multiple brands across sectors, helped them craft their digital strategies, scale their digital presence, have spent crores of rupees in advertising spends on social media marketing platforms alone. I have a strong passion to speak, so I go around speaking at conferences and events across the globe. I also have a strong passion to train, which is why I'm here with you guys for the next 5 sessions that we have to share whatever I know with all of you. So that's a short introduction. I will not say more, and you guys will get to know more about me as we interact over the next 5 weeks. Right? Great. So okay, we've got one more introduction there. Ashwini is working with CII and is looking to explore the world of digital marketing to excel professionally. Ashwini also organizes trade fairs and exhibitions. Awesome, Ashwini. So thank you for that introduction. Great having you with us. Welcome to the course as well. Great, guys. So we're done with the introductions. All of you introduced yourselves and told me what your expectations are. Thanks again for that. Welcome you all once again to the module. Before I get started, a quick question for all of you. How many of you, this is your first module with Digital Vidya? How many of you, this is your first module with Digital Vidya? Or first session, first module? Can I see a quick yes? Okay, nobody? So I'm assuming everyone's done a module before. All of you have done modules before this? Okay, I see yeses. So everyone's done a module before? Adnan says first. Anyone else? This is the first one? Oh, Abhishek, it's the last one. All right. Okay, anyone for whom this is the first one? Can I see if anyone? It's the first. Yogesh is the first. Tarun, Ujwal, Omkar. All right, I think about 4 or 5 of you. This is the first module. Anyone else? Okay, so I think just a few of you. So a lot of you, I think most of you attended modules before. So you know how the class proceeds and how it works. For the 5 of you who are new, let me take you through a quick overview of class guidelines. Before I go there, we have one last introduction. So Kapil is working with Romson's India as a sales manager and wants to understand the current trend and how it is to benefit us. Awesome, Kapil. So great, good having you here with us as well, and welcome to the course. Great, so here we go. So as the session moves, you will have questions. What I suggest you do is keep them noted somewhere, maybe on a Word doc, maybe on a notepad, and drop them back to me in the Q&A that we'll have towards the end of every session. So we'll have time allocated for questions. You can ask your questions then. If you have a question that's absolutely relevant to what we are discussing at the moment, then you can drop it in the chat box. But if you think your question can wait till the end, I suggest keeping it till the end. That way, we don't jump around from one topic to another. We keep the session smooth. It benefits everyone. And don't worry, I will ensure that your questions are answered before we close the session. I will not close the session until all your questions are answered. You can be rest assured. Okay? All right. We just went through a quick round of introductions. We saw that all of us come from different backgrounds. Some of us are students. Some of us have experience in some areas of digital marketing. Some of us have no experience. Some come from offline media. Some come from sales roles, right? Some have absolutely no knowledge of digital. So we all come from different backgrounds with varying levels of knowledge in social media. So as the course proceeds, some of you might find it a little slow. Some of you might find it a little fast. But don't worry, I assure you that by the end of every session, all of you will be at the same level and all your questions will be answered, all your doubts will be cleared. Right? If you have any interruptions during the session, like let's say you can't hear, you're having audio issues, screen issues, generally log out and log in. That will solve 99.9% of your problems. Just log out and quickly log in immediately, right? If the problem persists. If not, if that's not working for you, then call the helpline number. That's 8081 033 033, and that will get you in touch with the team who will sort out your issue, right? All right. Next, we've got tasks after every class that you're expected to complete, right? So please ensure you do these tasks. These tasks have been designed to ensure that you get the best out of the course. So please do them. The more you do them, the more questions you will have. The more questions you have, the more questions you will ask. And the more questions you ask, the more you will learn. So please do them, right? I strongly insist that you guys take time out. I know all of you will be busy. All of you are working. All of you have so many things to do. But please try, pull out time and do the tasks, right? If you have any questions middle of the week, so sometimes you will, maybe you're doing the task and you have a question, or you read something and you have a question. If you have this, then you can use the discussion forum. So there is an LMS that you have. I'm sure all of you have access to the LMS. So go put your questions there and your coordinator will have it answered. If not, you can also keep it noted. And in the next session, when we have the Q&A, so at the end of every session, I will have a Q&A. And if you want to keep it noted and ask me directly in the Q&A, you can do that, right? So it's your choice. You can do whichever works for you. And we have a short feedback link at the end of every session. So please do ensure you leave that filled for us so we know how the session went for you, right? Great, awesome. So that's a quick overview of class guidelines so you know how things work. Next is what you can expect over the next 5 weeks. So since we have 5 sessions for the social media marketing module, some of you might be curious, well, what are we going to talk about? So I'm just going to let you know what's there so you know what to expect. Week 1, which is today, we'll look at an introduction to social media. We'll look at introduction to Facebook marketing, and we'll see how do we create content for social media. We'll look at Facebook marketing and advertising in week 2. So the whole of week 2 we'll spend on Facebook marketing, Facebook advertising. Week 3, we'll look at marketing on Twitter and LinkedIn in detail. Week 4, we look at Instagram, which is growing rapidly, very big platform today. We'll also look at Snapchat. Week 5, we look at Pinterest marketing, and we'll see how you can craft a successful social media strategy. We'll also look at social media marketing tools in week 5, right? So that's what to expect in every week. The first one, which is today, and the next 4. Faiz says also explain the future of SMM. That will be covered in all the sessions, Faiz. For every platform that we're talking about, we'll tell you what the latest trends are and where they're going, right, Faiz? So we'll cover that as well for every platform that we have. If you have any specific questions, Faiz, do let us know, right? All right. Omkar says your voice is cracking. Is that the same for everyone else, or is it okay? Can I see a quick yes, no? Everyone is okay, or it's okay for everyone else? It's clear. All right. So Omkar, you might have an issue with your internet connection. Okay. All right. Great. So moving on. Next, now that you know what to expect over the next 5 weeks, let's begin with what we have for week 1, which is today, which is an introduction to social media, Facebook marketing, and how do you create content for social media, right? So let's look at what we're going to cover today. So this is what to expect in today's session. So we will look at why should marketers care about social media? Why is social media so important to us? We'll understand or get an overview of the various social media marketing platforms. We'll also look at Facebook marketing terminology. We'll understand the Facebook newsfeed algorithm. How does it work? Right? What is it? Why is it there? We'll look at organic reach on Facebook, understand what is it, why is it low today, and how you can deal with it as a marketer. We'll also see how do you approach content creation for social media, which is really important. We look at the key ingredients in content that works on social media. We look at a lot of examples from different brands that have created great share-worthy content for their social platforms. And we'll also see how you can use online tools for creating content, right? So that's what we have in store for today. So you know what to expect. With that introduction and overview of the course, let's move on to our first lesson for today, which is an introduction to social media marketing, right? So I'm just going to switch off this webcam. I will turn it back on again in the end so you guys can focus on the screen. And like I keep joking, I always joke that I don't look like Ranbir Kapoor or Tom Cruise anyway, that you want to look at my face for 4 hours or 3.5 hours. So I'll spare you that and let you focus on the screen, which is really important. All right, great. So before I get into why social media is so important, quick question for you guys. Why should we as marketers care about social media? What makes social media so important? Why are you guys spending 5 Sunday mornings to learn about social media? Why is it so important, all of you? Quick question. You guys can use the chat box to interact. So let's keep the session interactive. The more we interact, the better it is for everyone. It's more fun. If I keep speaking for 3.5 hours, you guys will get bored. So I'm going to keep asking you questions. We'll keep it interactive. We'll keep it fun. So please use the chat box to interact, and that way you'll learn better as well, right? All right. There's somebody that says waiting for name. Could you fill up your name, please? The person who answered presence of people. Your name in the chat box says waiting for name. Could you please enter your name so I know who you are? All right. Abhishek says more users. Chala says it's a cheaper medium. All right. Mukul says engagement. Okay. Omkar says, well, everyone is on Facebook and other social media. That's true. Ankit says it's much easier to reach a wider audience. Nitesh says because of the presence of people on social media. All right. Purvi says direct to the target. Okay, great. Yes. Vanya says it's vast reach. Okay, it is. Yes. Gaurav also says you can reach everyone. Jayakumar says rising penetration. Yes, that's true. Mukul says communicative. Leo says it's the fastest growing media. Yes, that's true. Most time now people use spend on social media, says Faiz. Yes. Swapnil says because every person in this world uses social media applications like Facebook and Instagram. That's true. It's comparatively economical, says Vanya. Yogesh says almost all people are on one platform. Vanya also says it's more impactful. You can reach people specific to the product and niche, says Abhinav. And Dhanisha says you can target an exact audience that we're looking for. Excellent. So I think all of you have given some great bunch of points on why social media is so important. Let me summarize it for you in a few slides on what makes it a very powerful medium of interaction for marketers. So the first thing is there's a massive audience on social media. Sorry, I missed a slide. Yeah, there's a massive target audience on social media globally. You can see globally Facebook has 2.2 billion users, right? That is almost a little over 1/3 of the world's population. There are so many people on Facebook across the globe. The next largest platform, Instagram, has 1 billion users. That's again massive. You have 1 billion people on Instagram globally. And then you've got Twitter at about 330. You've got Snapchat, Pinterest, and LinkedIn, which are comparatively smaller, right? And what I want you to note here is the largest platform outside of the Facebook family, Twitter, is 1/3 the size of Instagram and 1/7 the size of Facebook, right? All of you know that Facebook owns Instagram. Does everyone know that Facebook owns Instagram? Everyone knows that? Facebook owns Instagram. Yes, all of you know that. So Facebook and Instagram are the same family, and they're really powerful together because you can see that they're 7 times as large as the next platform, which is Twitter, outside of the family, right? So massive audience there. Even in India, this is the numbers for India. Even in India, the numbers are massive. So Facebook is at 270 million in India. Instagram is at 65 million. Then you got LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat. Right? Even here you can see Facebook and Instagram lead the pack. And Facebook is 10 times as large as Twitter, right, here in India. So if any of you are wondering when I gave you the schedule for the next 5 weeks, if any of you are wondering why we're spending half of today and the whole of next session on Facebook, well, this is the answer is on your screen. It's because Facebook is so massive, so powerful, which is why we'll spend a lot more time on Facebook. We'll spend a lot of time on Instagram as well. And then we look at LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and Snapchat in that order, right? All right. So one is the reach is massive on these platforms. Apart from that, it's also that a lot of people spend a large amount of time on social media. Out of all the time spent online, about 33% is spent on social platforms. Like some of you said, people spend a lot of time on social media. As marketers, you need to be where your audience is, right? If you're a marketer, you need to go fish where you know the fish are. And here, there's a massive audience on social media that we already saw the numbers. They're also spending a large amount of their time there, which is why as marketers, we need to be there as well, right? So that's why social media is so important. Large audience spending a large amount of their time. Apart from this, all the benefits of digital media apply to social media as well, right? For example, you can target specific audiences on social media. You can be very, very niche with your targeting, right? So if you give an ad in the newspaper tomorrow morning, can you tell with certainty how many people picked up the newspaper and saw your ad? If you give an ad in the newspaper tomorrow morning, can you tell with 100% accuracy how many people picked up the newspaper and read your ad? Well, obviously you can't, right? You can estimate it. You can have estimations. You can like guess the numbers, but you don't know for sure. With social media, you can be very, very specific and you can measure it as well. So it's a mix of targeting and measurement, right? Which make it really, really powerful. You can also target very, very specific audiences. For example, if you want to target people in Mumbai who are using an iPhone 10, you can do that on Facebook, right? Does Facebook know which phone you have? Yes or no? Does Facebook know which phone you have? Yes, no? Of course it does, right? As long as you have the Facebook app on your phone, Facebook knows which phone you have. It probably knows your model number better than you do, right? Does Facebook know where you're located? Of course it does, right? So since all these platforms have so much data about people, they help marketers target them effectively, also measure the results effectively, right? And then you can have one-to-one and one-to-many communication. You can interact with brands directly, right? As a brand, you can interact with their audiences directly through messages. So it's made communication for a brand with its audiences much more simple, right? So these are some more advantages of social media, right? Now that we've seen why social media is so important, let's look at how do we use it for marketing, right? How do we use social media as a marketer? So when it comes to social media for business, we can use it for three objectives. One, you can use it to drive awareness, visibility for your brand, get more people to know about your brand, engage with them, right? Drive conversation. You can also use it to drive lead generation, which is if you want to generate inquiries, drive sales, you can use it for that as well. You can also use it for something called listening and monitoring. So basically on social media, a lot of conversation happens, right? So many people are talking about so many things. So a lot of people are saying things about or sharing their experiences, right? Talking about what they like, what they don't like. So they also share their experiences about brands, right? So they share this, they just experienced a great product. They go to social media and say, well, this product is awesome. Or I had a bad experience, they share it there. So as a brand, you can listen to all these conversations that people are having because it's happening on platforms that are kind of public. So platforms like Twitter, platforms like Instagram, where it's kind of public and so much conversation is happening. As a brand, you can listen to what people are saying and understand what is the sentiment for your brand. What do they think about your product? What do they think about your service, right? What is your audience really interested in? And that's exactly what listening and monitoring is all about. right? That's exactly what this is all about. And this is something we'll talk about as we proceed with different platforms, right? So we'll talk about how do you use every platform to achieve these business objectives, right? Great. So now that we've looked at why social media is so important, let's look at some of the most important social platforms. So Abhishek says viral marketing can also be done through social media. Yes, so that comes under brand awareness. So when you say viral marketing, what does viral marketing do? It builds visibility, engagement for your brand, right? That comes under the first circle that you see here, right? But good point, Abhishek. All right, great. So when it comes to social media, there are 6 key social channels that we have. The first one is this Facebook, there is Instagram, there's LinkedIn, there is Twitter, there is Pinterest, and there's this one. What is this logo? What's the last one? What's the last one that you just saw? Yeah, it's Snapchat, right? Perfect, that's Snapchat. So these are the 6 key social media channels. Let's take a brief look at each one of them, right? So let's take a brief look. Let's start with Facebook, right? Let's start with Facebook. So how many of you are active on Facebook? Can I see a yes? How many of you have checked your Facebook at least once in the last 24 hours? How many of you are active on Facebook? Everyone is? Okay, Mukul says no. Anyone else with a no? Yogesh says sometimes. Okay, Krishnan says no. Ujwal says no. Swapnil says first priority is Facebook. Okay, I see some of you say not much and no. About I think 5-6 of you say no, not much. Okay, I think now we've got a couple more. Reena and Kapil also say no. Alright, so I think about 70-80% of us are active. 20% of us are not. Quick question for you guys. Is there anyone here who has never signed up for Facebook? I mean, no account on Facebook, never signed up? Anyone who has never signed up? Don't worry, we will not judge you for not being on Facebook. You can tell us if you've never signed up, it's fine. But is there anyone who's never signed up or doesn't have a Facebook account? Alright, so I'm assuming everyone does. Great, awesome. If anyone of you don't, let me know. It's important that you've at least signed up once so you know what Facebook is all about. Not logged in from the last few years, that's okay, but at least you've signed up, so you have an account. Okay. Alright, so let's take a brief look at the audience on Facebook. The audience on Facebook is basically users from all age demographics. It is one of the most diverse social channels. It's become more mature, right? It's a more mature platform. You have even older age groups on Facebook today. For example, my mom and dad are very active on Facebook, right? They spend a lot of time there. So it's kind of matured as a platform. They've got people across all age groups. When it comes to business, you can use it for driving brand awareness. So you can build a community, engage users, drive conversations. You can use it to drive engagement with your audience. You can also use it to drive sales and leads through highly targeted advertising. Facebook ads are extremely powerful. In the next week's session, we'll talk about how powerful Facebook ads are, and you'll know how you can use it effectively. So that's just an overview of Facebook. We'll look at it in detail when we talk about Facebook. Let's move on to the next platform, which is Twitter. How many of you are active on Twitter? As how many of you have checked your Twitter at least once in the last 24 hours? No? Okay, I've got a couple of yeses. Taranokar say yes. Chandramoli says yes. Some of you are frequent users. Ashwini is frequent. And a lot of you don't use it. Some of you say never signed up. Ujwal, Mukul have not signed up. Quite a few, I think 3-4 of you have never signed up. No account says Dharnisha. Alright. So it's a small percentage. In fact, you'll see that as I keep asking you this question, the number of us using these platforms will be similar to the graph that you just saw, right? So this graph that you saw here with the numbers for India, this one here, this one, So you'll see that even in this batch here, we're about 30 of us. It'll be the percentage will be pretty much the same. So we saw Facebook was the most number, the highest number was Facebook. You'll see Instagram being the second, and then the rest, right? So you'll see that even here, when I ask you the question, we'll kind of follow the same graph, right? All right, great. Moving back to Twitter. So most of you say no. I think some of you say you're active, and some of you don't have an account as well. So on Twitter, it's a much smaller platform as compared to Facebook and Instagram in India. And the largest demographic is basically young adults, 18 to 35, of those who are active there. Twitter is a public platform and the audience is fairly opinionated. People are open to sharing their thoughts out in public. When it comes to business, it can be used to drive brand awareness. It can also be used to listen and monitor for what people are saying about your brand, which is why Twitter continues to be a great platform for users to give feedback to brands, to complain to brands. So for complaints, for response management for a brand, it continues to be a great platform, right? So we look at this and Twitter in detail when we come to the session on Twitter marketing, right? You can also use it for driving leads and sales, but it's not as effective. So Twitter ads are not as effective as ads on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, right? Purvi says it brand connects in the fastest mode on Twitter. Yes. So Twitter continues to be a great channel for brands to listen to what people are saying about them and also answer complaints that people have, right? So Twitter still continues to be a great platform for that, right? All right. Next is Instagram, right? So how many of you are active on Instagram? Can I see a quick yes? How many of you are active on Instagram? Okay, Leo says yes. Swapnil says yes. I think a lot of you. Everyone is active. Anyone? Okay, I've got a couple of no's now. No account says Krishnan. No account says Yogesh. Right, Shikhar says no. Okay, Mukul, Reena, Chandramoli all say no. Right? Alright, great. So I think a good percentage of us are active on Instagram as well. And that's exactly how it is with the Indian scenario as well. So you've got Facebook, which is the largest platform, and then Instagram, which is growing very fast, and a lot of people are active on it. When it comes to Instagram, it's a much younger audience as compared to other platforms, with the exception of Snapchat. So the audience on Instagram is much, much younger. It's also a mobile-only network. It's always been designed to be a platform that was built for mobile devices, right? So though there are hacks to post to Instagram via desktop, by default, Instagram does not allow you to do that. You have to post through a mobile device by default, right? Then when it comes to business, you can use it to drive awareness. You can also use it to build a community to drive conversations and engagement. And you can use it for driving sales and leads to targeted advertising. Because Facebook owns Instagram, you can use Facebook's data and Facebook's powerful advertising tool to target ads on Instagram also, which is what makes Instagram a very, very powerful platform for lead generation and sales as well. Right, so more on Instagram in the Instagram session. For now, Mukul says you can download Instagram from Windows 10 Store. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do that. Yes, right, you can. So it has the app there which you can download for your desktop. Right, you can do that. But directly by default, it does not allow you to do that. Right. Okay. Next is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is the world's largest professional social network. How many of you are active on LinkedIn? Can I see a quick yes? How many of you are active on LinkedIn? Okay, a lot of yeses. Some of you say no. Never signed up says Omkar. Sometimes says Yogesh. Gaurav says no. Rest of you are all yes. Okay. Alright, is there anyone who's never signed up for LinkedIn? So I've got a couple of Omkar says no, never signed up. Anyone else who's never signed up? Anyone else who's never signed up? Okay, Krishnan says no. Alright. Ujjwal also has never signed up. Okay, great. So I think a lot of us are active and a few of us have not signed up. Okay. So it is the world's largest professional social network, right? Audience is comparatively older, more mature, right? And when it comes to business, it can be used as a very effective lead generation channel, particularly for B2B companies. So if you're in B2B, it's a great channel to explore for lead generation. How many of you are in the B2B space? When I say B2B, I mean business to business. How many of you are here on the B2B space? Can I say a quick yes, B2B? You work in an organization that is business to business. So Leo, Poonam say yes. Jaykumar, Swapnil, Ashwini, Dharnisha. So I think about 6 of you are in the B2B space. Great. So if you're in B2B, LinkedIn is one of the most powerful platforms to use. Right. Again, we'll see that in more detail in the LinkedIn session. You can also use it to drive thought leadership for yourself in the industry and for recruitment as well. Right. That's LinkedIn. Right. Next is Pinterest. How many of you are active on Pinterest? Can I see a quick yes? How many of you are active on Pinterest? Omkar says yes. Mukul says yes. Dimple says yes. Anyone else? Tarun is yes. Vanya has an account but is not active. Alright, so very small number of you are active on Pinterest, right? So it is a much smaller platform in India. It is a much smaller platform, and it is the only platform with a gender bias. It is the only platform which has more women on it than men, right? It's a popular place for anyone looking for inspiration on fashion, wedding, cooking, specific sectors, right? So when we look at Pinterest in detail, you will understand it more. Next is for business, it can be used to share visually appealing content that can drive traffic to your website or blog. And it can also be used to drive brand awareness for your brand, for your products, right? So that's Pinterest. Again, we look at it in more detail in the Pinterest marketing session. The last platform, the newest kid on the social media block, Snapchat. Right, Snapchat has the youngest audience as compared to all other social networks. How many of you are active on Snapchat? Can I see a quick yes? How many of you are active on Snapchat? Tarun says yes. Swapnil, Poonam say yes. 3 of you. Vanya says yes. 4. Anyone else? Just 4. Just 4. That's it. Yeah. All right. So that's true again. Okay, that's true because Snapchat is the newest platform. A much smaller presence in India as compared to all the other platforms we talked about. Also, it's been finding it difficult to grow its audience, like some of you said earlier, because Instagram stole all its features and put it on Instagram. So Snapchat's been finding its growth difficult. Nevertheless, it's important that we talk about it, right? So we will talk about this in a specific session. We'll spend much more time on Instagram and much lesser time on Snapchat because Instagram is much bigger in India today and Snapchat is comparatively smaller, right? So the audience is the youngest amongst all social platforms. In India, 90% of the audience is in the age group 15 to 25, right? So it's a young millennial audience that's on the platform. You'll find very few people above the age of 25 on it. When it comes to business, you can use it for telling brand stories, sharing behind the scenes content, and you can also use it to directly engage and interact with fans. Right, so we've seen a quick overview of all 6 platforms. Like I said, we will look at each one of these in detail in their specific sessions over the next 5 weeks. Now, for those of you who don't have accounts on all platforms, can I ask you a quick question? How many of you have accounts on all 6 platforms? Can I say a quick yes? How many of you have an account on all 6 platforms? Just have an account. It's okay if you're not active. How many of you have accounts on all 6 platforms? It's okay if you're not active, but at least you have an account on 6 platforms. Okay, just a few of you. Alright, for those of you who don't have an account on all 6, one of your small tasks for today is to go back and sign up for those platforms which you don't have an account on. Right, one of your tasks for today is to go back, sign up for those platforms which you don't have an account for. There's a reason I'm telling you that, because when you're on the platform and you know how the platform works, you'll be able to use it better as a marketer. If you're not on the platform and you have no clue what's really happening there, you'll find it more difficult to market effectively. Right? So one of your tasks for today, all of you, please go back and do this, is just create an account. When we come and discuss these platforms in more detail, you'll be able to follow better, understand better. Right? So if you want to explore, please feel free to explore as well. So create an account and feel free to explore these platforms that you've never signed up for before. Right, everyone, is that okay? There are some of you who had accounts on very few platforms. So those of you, please create your accounts and keep it ready. Do this today itself, so you guys can even play around with the platforms, understand more over the next 5 weeks. Right? That's a request from my side to help you understand these platforms better. Awesome. So now that we looked at a quick overview of these platforms, I'm going to ask you another question here. Right? Before I get to this question, quick question for you. Is it required for a brand to be active on all 6 platforms, or should they be active only on a select bunch of platforms? Should they be active on all 6? Is it required that as a social media marketer, your brand should be active on all 6 platforms, or can you just choose some of them? Select bunch says, most of you say select bunch, right? Depends on the business. Yeah, so it's a select bunch. You generally choose. Some of you say all. Well, it's not really required to be active on all, simply because your audience might not be there, right? It's enough if you're active on a few of them, right? Because there might be a platform where your audience is not there. Why would you go set up an account just because it's a platform, right? Nobody says that as a business you have to be on all platforms. You have to be where your audience is, right? Why would you spend time and money and resources on a platform where your audience is not there? Right, which brings us to the next question, which is, how do you choose the right platform for your business? So most of you already answered this. Most of you already said, well, it depends on your business and it depends on your audience, right? Depends on your business, depends on your audience. So there are 2 things that it depends on, right? Is your audience there, and does it meet your business objective? Okay. So for example, let's say that I'm a business and my target audience is for my products is mainly 35 plus. Would I set up a presence on Snapchat? Would I set up a presence on Snapchat? Well, obviously not. It doesn't make any sense. Why would I do it? Why would I do it? Snapchat's audience, I already told you, is broadly millennials 15 to 25. Why would I go and set up a presence there when my audience is 35 plus? Right? Doesn't make any sense. Likewise, let's say that, okay, let me ask you another question. Let's say that I'm a business which is into B2B manufacturing, right? I'm a business which is into B2B manufacturing, and I want to choose my primary platform. My target audience is basically business people, professionals in certain very specific professionals in certain specific companies. Which would be my primary platform for this? Which would be the primary platform? Yeah, obviously LinkedIn. So you would choose your top 3-4 platforms that are most relevant to you. You don't have to be active on all 6, not required. In fact, it's better to pick 3 platforms and do a great job rather than picking 5 platforms and doing an average job. Do great work on 3 platforms which are most relevant to you is going to give you much better results than doing average work on 5. Right? So keep that in mind always when you're picking platforms for your business. Pick the most relevant ones where you can do a great job with engaging your audience and driving business. Right? You don't have to be active on all just for the sake of it, right? Okay, great guys. So with that, we've looked at an introduction to social media. Why is it important? And we've also seen the different platforms that are there, quick overview of them. We've also looked at how do you pick the right platforms for your business. So on what basis do you pick it? Great. So any questions until now, guys? All of you? Do you guys have any questions until this point? Any questions until this point? Nope. Everyone's good. All right. If everyone's good, can we move on to our next lesson? Okay. Krishnan says difference between Pinterest and Instagram. Oh, there's a massive difference, Krishnan. Massive difference. There's such a big difference between the two. So when we come to the session on Pinterest and Instagram, you'll understand it. In fact, what I suggest, Krishnan, is go back today, sign up for both the platforms. Just sign up for them. The moment you log in, you'll immediately see the difference, right? You'll immediately see the difference, which is why I strongly insist that all of you sign up for these platforms, right? You'll immediately know what they are. And when we talk about using them for marketing, you will be better placed to learn better, right? So doing that today will help you learn better in all the following sessions, right? Great, guys. So let's move on to our next lesson, which is an introduction to Facebook marketing. So we've looked at social media introduction. We've seen why it is important. Let's move on to Facebook. And we'll start with some very basic Facebook marketing terminology that is really important for you to know, understand. Okay, Chandramoli says, quick question. Do the number of competitors in a particular platform affect the choice? In a way, yes, because if all your competitors are on a platform, that validates the choice of the platform, right? If 5 of your competitors are on Facebook, it's because the audience is there on Facebook. Otherwise, your competitors will not waste their time on a platform which is irrelevant. If most of your competitors are on Facebook, that means that's the best place to be as well, right? Chandramoli says, but the pool is limited. Not really. End of the day, see, that way I can always say that the market is always limited, right? You might have 10 brands in a market. The market itself is limited, right? You have 25 e-commerce platforms. There's Amazon, there's Flipkart, there's Snapdeal, there is a whole bunch of them. Well, the pool is limited, right? Why would you have an e-commerce business then? The market itself has a limit. So it's fine. End of the day, it's all about, do you have a better product? Are you a better business? Are you better at marketing? Right? So end of the day, it's all about how do you market better than your competition? You would not skip being on a social platform just because your competition is there. In fact, that's all the more reason for you to be there because that's where your market is. Right? Okay, great. So let's understand some of these basic terms which are very important to build a foundation. And also some of these terms are relevant not just to social media but to digital marketing itself. Right? We look at the first term, which is probably one of the most common terms you'll hear. But before that, there are 3 ways you can exist on Facebook. Right? There are 3 different ways you can exist on Facebook. You can exist as a profile, as a page, and as a group. Right? So almost all of you have profiles on Facebook, except a few of you have not signed up. So a profile is basically something a user would have. So if you're a user on Facebook, you would have a profile. If you're a business on Facebook, then you would have a page, right? So what's the difference between a profile and a page? A profile you can add as a friend. So on a profile, you'll have an add friend button. You can add another user as a friend. You cannot add a business as a friend. You can only follow them or like them, right? So you can't add a page as a friend. You can add a profile as a friend, right? So basic concept, again, when we go to pages, when I show you a live demo of pages in the next session, you'll understand this better. But for now, just remember that as a user, you have a profile, and as a business, you have a page. All right, next is group. So are all of you part of at least one Facebook group? Can I see a quick yes, no? Are all of you part of at least one Facebook group? Jai Kumar says no. Anyone else with a no? Okay, Poonam says no. right? So groups, for those of you who are not familiar, so Jaykumar and Poonam, groups are basically a community on Facebook, right? If you're a community on Facebook, you will have a group. Like Gaurav says, you could have a group for your college. You could have a group for your school alumni, right? You could even have a group for social media marketing where everyone can discuss their experiences in social media, talk about problems, right? Share news, share insights. So a group is basically a community on Facebook where people get together to discuss something that is relevant to all of them, right? So if you're a profile, if you're a user, you'll have a profile. If you're a business, you have a page. And if you're a community, you will be a group, right? That's the three ways you exist on Facebook. Is everyone clear with this? The three ways you can exist on Facebook, depending on whether you're a user, you're a business, or you're a community, all of you? Okay, great. Moving on, the next important term is something called impressions. Impressions are a very basic digital marketing term. So what does impressions mean? What do you mean when you say impressions? What does that mean? What do you mean by impressions? Number of people who've seen, says Gaurav. Okay, anyone else? View, says Chandramouli. Anyone else? People who saw your post, says Omkar. How many people saw it? Views, clicks, opportunities to see. Okay, that's almost there, Jaykumar. Almost there. Okay, seen and saved, says Dimple. Yes, says Ashwini. Okay, views. Oh, not many of you have got it right. Some of you have got close. So Jaykumar got close. I think only Jaykumar got close. None of you got it right. So impressions, right? Impressions by definition. And this is very important because this is something that you'll hear across digital marketing, right? Across digital marketing, be it Google ads, be it display ads, everywhere you'll hear this. Impressions are the number of times your post or your ad has been shown, right? The number of times that your post or your ad has been shown, right? Clear? So if I post something to my Facebook page and it got showed 10 times or it was served 10 times, then my impressions are 10, right? The number of times that your post or your ad has been shown, that's impressions, right? So let me explain the next term and then I'll give you an example as well. Let me give you an example. So the next term is reach, right? What is reach now? What is reach? What is reach? Clicks? No. Reach is not clicks. What is reach? Number of people seeing your ad, says Ashwini. Yeah, post reach to people. Number of audience is Yogesh. People. Yeah, number of people seeing the ad. Perfect. So I think most of you got this right. Right? Most of you got this. So that's number of people your post or your ad has been shown to. So quick question. What's the difference between impressions and reach? Is there a difference between impressions and reach? You have the definition on your screen. What's the difference between impressions and reach? What's the difference between impressions and reach? Anyone? Reach depends on impressions. That should be seen. Anyone else? Reach is not duplication. Perfect, Jaykumar. That's what I was looking for. Right? Krishnan, Jaykumar. That's perfect. Reach is not duplication. Right? Impressions can be multiple times. Yes. So, Ujjwal, great. So, let me ask you a question. Sometimes you might have seen the same post on Facebook more than once. Have you guys experienced it? You were on Facebook, you saw a poster and ad today. Again, you saw the same poster ad tomorrow, right? So let's say that I posted something to my Facebook page, right? Or let's say some Facebook page posted something, and I'm the only one who saw it, and I saw it once yesterday and once today, right? I'm the only one who saw it, and I saw it yesterday, I saw it today. In this case, what is the reach and what is the impressions? A Facebook page posted something. I'm the only one who saw it. I saw it once yesterday, and I saw it once today. What is the reach? What is the impressions? Purvi says impressions 2, reach is 1. Perfect. Krishnan, yes, that's right. What is the reach? What is the impressions? Yeah, reach is 1, impressions are 2. Everyone got it. Why is the reach 1? Because I'm the only person who saw it. It is 2 because I saw it 2 times, right? I saw it 2 times. I saw it yesterday and I saw it today. Right? That's the difference between reach and impressions, like Jaikumar said earlier. Reach is unduplicated, right? Reach is unduplicated, right? That's what reach is. It's not, it's unique, right? It's not duplicated. Krishnan says, what's the use of it? Well, it's used to measure. Like I said, social media is measurable, right? Social media is measurable. So if you do a campaign or if you do a post on Facebook, I can tell you how many people saw your post, right? Because it's measurable. I can also tell you if they saw it more than once. Did they see it twice? Did they see it 3 times? Did they see it 5 times? I mean, why does Facebook show the same post again? Well, it's something called recall. Sometimes as a brand, you want to build recall, right? As a brand, you want to build recall, no? Why do people show you the same TV ad again and again? Why does a brand show the same TV ad again? They should show you the ad once and leave it, no? Why do you see the same TV ad again and again and again? Why does a brand not show you the TV ad once and leave? I showed you once, stop. Right? Obviously to build recall and visibility, no? That's why you show the ad again. Same concept applies here. Right? Same concept applies here. Right? Okay. Omkar says, does reach matter more than impressions? Well, both matter. Both matter. Right? Both are important. Both have their own functionality. Both have their own importance. Okay. All right. So that's reach and impressions. Is everyone with me at the moment? All of you? Can I see a quick yes if everyone's clear? Everyone's clear? Okay. Poonam says, I'm still confused. Okay. Let me give another example. For those of you who are not fully clear yet, let me give you another example. So I have a Facebook page, right? Let's say I have Digital Vidya's Facebook page. I posted something to Digital Vidya's Facebook page, right? It reached, or the post was shown to 500 people, and on an average, each person saw it twice. The post was shown to 500 people. On an average, each person saw it twice. In this case, what is the reach and what is the impressions? Post was shown to 500 people. Each person saw it twice. What's the reach? What's the impressions? Reach is 500, impressions are 1000. Yeah. Everyone else? Everyone else? Yeah. Perfect. Reach is 500, impressions are 1000. Why? Because 500 people saw it. Each of them saw it 2 times. So the impressions are 1000 because it was shown 1000 times. Right? Okay. Poonam, does it clarify now on how does this work? How does this work? So all these platforms report these metrics. When I show you Facebook Insights, right, I will show you that all these platforms actually report these metrics for you. You can actually go there and see for every post, how much reach did you get, how many impressions did you get. Okay. Alright, so that's reach and impressions. Next is something called engagement. So what is engagement? When you say engagement, what does that mean? When you say engagement, what does that mean? Click. What is an engagement on Facebook? What is an engagement on Facebook? Comments, like, comment, share. People taking action, share responses, interactions. Yeah. So engagement is basically the number of interactions that happen on your post. The total number of interactions are what you call engagements. What are the different ways you can interact on Facebook? Right? You can like, you can comment, you can share, you can tag, you can click, you can view a video, you can react. Right? So all these are the different types of interactions that you have on Facebook. So all these interactions, when you sum it up together, it gives you the engagement. So let me give you another example here. Let's say a Facebook page posted something to Facebook, and I'm the only one who's seen it so far. I'm the only one who's seen the post. I've seen it 3 times. I liked it, I commented on it, and I shared it. In this case, what is the reach? What are the impressions? And what are the engagements? What's the reach? How many impressions and how many engagements? I'm the only one who's seen the post. I saw it 3 times. I liked, I commented, and I shared. Yeah. So what's the reach? What's the impressions? And what's the engagement? Yeah. So reach is 1. Okay. Perfect. Impressions are 3. Yes. And engagement is also 3. Everyone else clear with that now? How is the reach 1? Reach is 1 because I'm the only one who saw it, right? Impressions are 3 because I saw it 3 times. Engagements are 3 because there were 3 interactions. I liked, I commented, and I shared, right? So that's how that's measured. That's how impressions, reach, and engagement are measured. Is everyone clear with this? Can I say a quick yes? What is reach? What is impressions? And when you say engagement, what does that mean? All of you, can I say a quick yes? Poonam says, how do we know you saw it 3 times? All platforms are measuring this, Poonam and everyone else. All platforms measure it. So Facebook is measuring how many times a post was shown to you. Facebook measures everything, by the way. Facebook knows everything that you do, right? From how many times you saw a post to which posts you interacted with, which posts you clicked on, everything. So Facebook and other platforms measure it for you. And they tell you, I'll show you where you can find it. So it's something that you find in Facebook page insights, which I will show you in the next week's session. So there, when you see the insights, you'll know how you can actually find out. You can find it from your page insights, Poonam. So for your page, you will have an insights or analytics section, and you will find it from there. You will get all this information from there. Right? So I'll show you this. Don't worry. I will show you this in the next week's session. I will show you where you can find this data and where you can see for your posts how many impressions you got, how much reach you got, how much engagement you got. All right. Next is organic and paid. So what is organic? When you say organic, what does that mean? When you say organic, what does that mean? I'm not talking about organic food here. In social media, when you say organic, what does it mean? Yeah, unpaid. Organic is unpaid. Natural, like Yogesh says. Not boosted, yes. Organic is anything that you don't pay the platform for. Organic is anything that you don't pay the platform for. For example, does Facebook charge you to create a Facebook page? Does Facebook charge you to create a Facebook page? No, right? Facebook doesn't charge you to create a Facebook page. Creation of a Facebook page is free. Does Facebook tell you every time you post your page, you give us 100 rupees? It doesn't do that, right? So creating a page, posting to the page is all free. And whatever you get out of that is called organic. Anything that you get or anything that you can do for free or without making a payment is called organic. Paid is where you're making a payment. So all ads, by default, whenever you say ad, an ad is always paid, right? You're paying the platform for it. Okay. All right. So that's organic and paid, right? So again, quick question. All of you clear with all the terms that you see on the screen? All of you clear with all the terms? Basic terms are really, really important to have the concepts cleared, because if you don't have these concepts cleared, everything else we do over this will be a waste, right? So please ensure you have the concepts cleared. And again, as we move further, they'll become more and more clear for you as when I show you insights, when I show you the numbers. As you see more and more, these will become even more clear for you, right? All right, great, awesome. Dimple says, can you repeat? Okay, impressions are the number of times your post is shown, or repeat organic. Okay, organic is anything that you don't pay the platform for. Creating a Facebook page is free, right? Anything that's free, if you want to put it simply, anything that is free, anything you don't make a payment for is organic. And anything that you're making a payment for is paid. So paid is generally all the ads that you run are paid. Right? Organic is free, paid is whatever you're paying the platform. Clear, Dimple? Got it? Yes? No? Okay, great. Awesome. Great, guys. So we'll move on to a very important concept. So we'll finish this concept and then we'll take a break at around 11:30 or 11:35. We'll talk about something called the Facebook newsfeed algorithm. Right? The Facebook newsfeed algorithm. Before I get into this, how many of you are familiar or how many of you heard of Facebook having an algorithm that controls what you see in your newsfeed? How many of you heard of the Facebook algorithm? How many of you knew that Facebook had an algorithm that controls what you see in your feed? Some of you say yes, some of you kind of heard about it, some of you have not heard. Right? Okay, some of you have never heard of it. All right. For those of you who have not heard of this, let me ask you a question, especially for those of you who have not heard of it. Now, let's say that you have 500 friends on Facebook on an average, and you liked about 50 Facebook pages, right? You liked about 50 Facebook pages. Now, in your feed on Facebook, do you see updates from all your friends and all the pages that you've liked? Or do you see updates only from a select few of them? Do you see updates from all your 500 friends and all the 50 pages that you liked? Or do you see updates only from select bunch of friends and select pages? What do you see on your Facebook feeds? Yeah, you see a bunch of selected friends and selected pages. That's what you see. So now that you guys agree that you don't see updates from all your friends and all the pages that you liked, why does Facebook do this? Why does Facebook do this? Why does Facebook not show you updates from all your friends and all your pages? Gaurav says to engage. Okay. Anyone else? Why does Facebook do this? To not clutter things, says Yogesh. Okay. Maybe Facebook wants to connect us with people we interact with more. Yes, fair enough. Good point, Omkar. So why does Facebook do this? Based on our interest, they show posts to keep us engaged. Yeah. So Facebook does this to keep you engaged, right? Facebook does this to ensure that the audience on Facebook keeps coming back. Yeah, because Facebook says that if Facebook does not filter your feed, if Facebook does not control what it should show you, every person on Facebook can, on an average, see potentially about 1500 to 2000 updates in a day, right? Think about that. If Facebook does not filter your feed, you can see potentially 2000 updates in a day on Facebook. Now you tell me, would you be able to digest so much information? Would you be able to digest so much information? Obviously not, right? You'd be like, you'll start being like, Facebook is boring. Facebook is not interesting. And what would you do? What would you do? You'd probably leave Facebook. You'd be like, Facebook has become so boring these days. Let me move to some other new platform, which is more fun, more interesting. And does Facebook want that to happen? Does Facebook want that to happen? Does Facebook want you to leave and go to some other platform? Obviously not, right? Facebook makes billions of dollars in ad revenue purely because it has such a big audience. It has 2.2 billion users. And for them, the more users they have, the more ads they can show, the more money they can make. So they do not want the users to leave. Right? For them, the users are the most important. They will do anything they can to ensure that the users keep coming back to the platform multiple times a day. Right? multiple times a day. And which is why they have an algorithm to basically filter your feed and show you posts that are most relevant to you. Basically, they do that to ensure that the user experience on the platform is awesome, right? That's why Facebook has an algorithm. Facebook has an algorithm to ensure that the user experience on the platform is awesome. Users get to see content they really want to see, right? And they keep coming back for more. Right? So what Facebook does is it ensures that the experience on the platform is always awesome. Okay, that's why it has an algorithm and that's why it filters your feed. Okay, great. So that's why Facebook has an algorithm. Is everyone clear until now with why does Facebook filter your feed? Why Facebook filters your feed to ensure that you see the most relevant content and you keep coming back. Facebook wants to keep you engaged at all times, right? Great. Now that we've looked at what this algorithm is, it's basically a filter that filters your feed. And we've also seen why Facebook has an algorithm. Let's move on to understand how this algorithm works, right? How does the algorithm work? So before I get there, right? Okay, Poonam says, how does Facebook calculate my likes? When you say your likes, you mean when you like posts or when somebody likes your posts? I'm not sure what you meant by that, Poonam. How does Facebook calculate my likes? All right, Poonam, I think can we take that question in the Q&A if that's okay? Can we take that question in the Q&A? Let's not deviate. So like I said, let's keep questions relevant to what the topic we are discussing at the moment. So for now, let's keep questions relevant to the algorithm. And let's keep questions that are not pertaining to the current topic for the end. Don't worry, I will not close the session until I've answered all your questions. Poonam says, how does Facebook know what to show? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to show you. That's exactly what I'm going to tell you. So you're saying, how does the algorithm work? How does Facebook know what to show? That's exactly what we're going to talk about, which is how does the Facebook algorithm rank content? So it uses 4 steps. So Poonam, this will answer your question. How does the algorithm work? So the first step it does is it takes a look at all the stories that your friends and pages you've liked have posted. So let's say you have 500 friends, right? And you've liked 50 brand pages. It will then look at all the content that your friends and pages have posted. And it will say, okay, today Poonam can see 1200 updates. From her 500 friends and 50 pages, Poonam has 1200 updates that she can see. Okay, so that's your inventory. That's the inventory. Total number of posts you can see. Facebook says potentially today you can see 1200 posts. This because your friends and your pages have posted all these. Next, it will look at a bunch of signals, right? From who posted to did you engage with them, how engaging is it? It will look at a bunch of signals for those 1200 posts. Then it will predict which of these 1200 posts are you going to engage with most, right? Which of these 1200 posts are you going to engage with the most? And based on that, it will give all these posts a score. The highest ranking post will come on top of your feed and all the ones will come below. So the post that Facebook thinks you are most likely to engage with will come on top and all the other posts will come below. Right, so these are the 4 steps. It first looks at all the possible content that can show you. Then it looks at a bunch of signals and predicts which post you would find most engaging, most entertaining. And that post will come on top of your feed. Now the most important step here is this step, right? Which is the signals. What signals and what factors does Facebook take into account to predict what you would like to see, which is basically your question, Poonam. What signals does Facebook take into account to decide what you like and what you will like and what you will not like. So quick question for you. How many factors do you think Facebook's algorithm takes into account to decide what you should see in your feed? Just give me a number, like random guess. Do you think they take 10 factors, 20 factors, 50 factors, 1,000 factors? How many factors do you think Facebook takes into account to decide what you should see in your feed? No idea? Any guesses? You guys can guess. Blind, just a random guess. Okay, some of you say 50, some say 5, some say 2 to 3, right? Some say 25, 100, 50, right? Some of you, Gaurav says about a lakh, right? So, how many? Tarun says all. Well, when you say all, what do you mean? I'm asking for a number. How many do you think they take into account? Do they have 50 factors, 100 factors? How many factors go into the algorithm, right? So, some of you might be surprised at this number, but Facebook's newsfeed algorithm takes into account over 100,000 signals. So Facebook has gone on record and they've said it themselves that our algorithm looks at 100,000 signals to decide what people should see in their feed, right? Extremely powerful algorithm. In fact, it's probably one of the most powerful algorithms in the world today. Just think about it. Facebook has 2.2 billion users across the globe. Each user has a personalized newsfeed. So that's basically 2.2 billion personalized feeds, right? Each user in the world on Facebook, 2.2 billion people, have a feed that is unique to them. That's how powerful this algorithm is. It's extremely powerful. Now, will Facebook tell you what these 1 lakh factors are? Will Facebook tell you what these 1 lakh signals are? Will they give you a list and say, you know what, these are our 1 lakh signals? Obviously, they will not tell you, right? Why will they tell you? It's their secret sauce. It's a patented algorithm. Why would they give it away out in public? They will never tell you what those 100,000 factors are. Right? Even if they told you, do you think as a marketer you'd be able to remember it? As a marketer, you think you're going to remember 1 lakh factors? Obviously, you would not, right? We have better things to do in life, better things to remember in life than 1 lakh factors that go into some algorithm, right? So Facebook doesn't tell you what these are, but they do always tell you what are the key factors. So the Facebook is transparent and Facebook tells you what are the top factors, which is exactly what Krishnan is asking. So yes, Facebook does tell you what are the key signals that it considers, and which is exactly what we're going to look at now. What are the most important signals that Facebook considers? So the first thing it looks at is who posted an update, right? So Facebook's algorithm gives preference to content from friends and family over content from pages. So generally, Facebook says that if your friend posted something and if a page posted something, the friend would get a preference, right? Because Facebook is all about getting closer to people. It's a social network. It's about friends and family. So obviously your friend would get preference over the page in most cases. Next, it looks at how often you have interacted with the page posting the update. Let me give you an example here. Let's say there are two pages, right? Page A or let's say page 1 and page 2. Whenever page 1 posts, I always interact with it, right? Whenever page 1 posts, I always interact with it. But when page 2 posts, like I don't like their content so much. Sometimes I interact, sometimes I don't. So which page will get more preference in my feed? 1 or 2? Which page will get more preference in your feed? Or in my feed, sorry. Page 1, obviously. Because Facebook is like, this guy always interacts with this page in the past. Facebook is constantly measuring all my interactions. And Facebook will be like, he likes page 1 more. He seems to be finding it more interesting, more relevant. Let's show page 1's post higher in his feed, right? So that's how Facebook figures out when there are two pages and Facebook has to pick one to show higher. Next, it looks at negative feedback on the page. Now, when you say negative feedback on Facebook, what does that mean? What does negative feedback mean? When you say negative feedback on Facebook, what does that mean? Anyone? Negative comments, no interaction, hide post. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Hide post, right? Reporting a problem. So on Facebook, so you should be able to see my Facebook on your screen right now. So on Facebook, whether there's a page or a post, and if I don't like it, right? Where there's a page or a post, and if I don't like it, I can just click here and I can say hide, I can unfollow, I can report spam. So let's look at some other posts. Right, let's look at this one. So for example, let's say I think it's irrelevant to me. I can click here. I can hide, I can report, I can unfollow. All these options is what I have. All this is negative feedback. Facebook considers this as negative feedback. Facebook will say that this page is creating content which people don't like. People are reporting spam. People are hiding it. People are unfollowing it. Right? And then the page will lose out in the feed. Right? So Facebook will be like, this page is creating content that is negatively impacting Facebook's user experience. Let's cut their reach. So there's something that's very important. If your page is getting too much of negative feedback, too many hide reports, too many spam reports, too many unfollows, that means that the algorithm will penalize you. So how do you find this? Where do you figure out how much negative feedback you're getting? You can find this data in your Facebook page insights. So in the next week section, I will show you where you can find this negative feedback data. But for now, just keep it in mind that Facebook takes negative feedback very seriously, either on the page or on the post. Right? Great. So that's about who posted the update. Next, Facebook also looks at engagement. Right? It looks at how share-worthy is the post. So let me ask you a question here. Out of the different interactions that are possible on Facebook, okay, Krishnan has a question. Krishnan says, for 5 people, if one is unfollowing, so the overall impact is good. It's not that small, Krishnan. When I show you Facebook Insights next week, I will show you how small that number should be, right? So hang on till next week when I show you Facebook Insights. I will show you what percentage of unfollows is okay. I will show you this. Don't worry. In next week's section, when you talk about insights, I will show you this number. I'll show you a live page and I will show you how this number works. Right? Okay. Great. So quick question for you guys. Out of like, comment, and share, which are 3 of the most common interactions on Facebook, which of these do you think is the most powerful interaction? Which of these is the most powerful interaction? Which is the most powerful interaction? Share, comment, which is the most powerful as per you? As per you, which is the most powerful? Right? Some of you said like, some of you said share, some of you said comment, most of you said share. Well, share is extremely powerful simply because when you're on Facebook, you might like 50 posts in a day, but how often do you share? You don't share as often as you like, right? You might like 50 posts in a day, but you don't share 50 posts a day, right? Compared, you probably like more than you share. Because shares are scarce, shares are fewer, and a share is like you're giving your stamp of approval. You like something so much, that's why you're sharing it, right? You think something is so awesome, that's why you're sharing it. So share is a very, very powerful interaction on Facebook. After share, comment is also powerful, right? But Facebook says that it's not just any comment, but when people write long and thoughtful comments, and people actually take the time to write a long, thoughtful comment on a post, Facebook considers that also to be a very, very powerful engagement. So shares and comments are much, much more powerful than just likes, right? So tagging people in comments, yes, also fair enough. But Facebook prefers a long and thoughtful comment as compared to just tagging. Tagging is also good, but as long as the comment is long and thoughtful, Facebook gives it more preference. Now, let me give you another example here. Let's say there are two pages, page 1 and page 2, right? Whenever page 1 posts, I like their posts. I think the posts are good, the content is good, so I always like it. But whenever page 2 posts, the content is so great that I always share it. So which page is going to get more preference in my feed? The first or the second? Yeah, page 2. Obviously, right? Obviously, Facebook will be like, page 2 is creating much more interactive content, much more share-worthy content. Let's give it more preference, right? So pages which have content that are share-worthy and content that people write long and thoughtful comments on will get a lot more preference in the feed. Right? Yogesh has a question. By the way, Yogesh, your questions are coming only to me. Can you change your settings to everyone so everyone can see your questions, Yogesh? So Yogesh has a question. Yogesh says, does dislike come under engagement or under negative feedback? So dislike is negative feedback. When you're removing a like from a page, when you're going and unliking a page, that's negative feedback. Yes. Unliking, unfollowing is negative feedback. Right, Yogesh? All right. Next, Facebook also looks at the overall engagement that a post already has. Right? Which post already has more engagement? Again, I'll give you an example. Let's say I have a page on Facebook and I did two posts, post 1 and post 2. Post 1, within the first 1 hour after getting posted, it got 2 likes, 1 comment, and 0 shares, right? That's the first post. The second post that I did, within the same first half an hour, it got 5 likes, 3 comments, and 3 shares. Which post is going to get more preference in the feed, 1 or 2? Which post is going to get more preference? Obviously post 2, because Facebook will be like, this post is more engaging, people like it better, it's creating a better experience on Facebook, so let's give it more preference, right? So that's again how Facebook decides what you should see in your feed. It also looks at negative feedback on the post, so just like the page, it also looks at negative feedback on a specific post, and if there's too much negative feedback on a post, that post will stop getting shown in the feed, right? So that's who posted an engagement. It also looks at average time spent. So the more time you spend on a post, the higher the chance of you seeing it in your feed. This is especially for people who never like, comment, and share anything. I'm sure you have friends like that, right? Who never like, never comment, never share, but they are active on Facebook, looking at what everyone is posting. They will see what everyone is posting. They will see every post, but they will never like, never comment, never share. Right? We all know people like that who don't engage with anything but quietly see everything. So Abhishek says, I am that one. So in a case like this, in Abhishek's case, right? In Abhishek's case, how does Facebook know what is what he likes the most? In this case, Facebook will measure his time spent. Facebook will be like, well, he's stopping and watching this post more than some other post. He clicked on this post, enlarged the picture, right? So based on his time spent, Facebook will know what Abhishek likes the most, and it will show him content basis that, right? So it also measures your time spent on every post. Okay, next is Swapnil says, if you block someone on Facebook, is that a negative feedback? Yes, of course. Blocking someone is negative feedback, yes. Krishnan says, does Facebook analyze such behavior and ignore their response, or more weightage is given to their response? When you say, you're saying for someone who does not respond at all? For someone who does not respond at all, if they respond, is that what you're saying? For someone who does not, yeah, so someone who most of the time does not respond, but they actually respond, yes. So someone who never likes anything has suddenly liked something. Facebook will be like, well, this person finally liked something, it must be really good, right? Someone has never liked anything, but suddenly they like something. Facebook will be like, well, he's liked something, which means it must be really good. He's actually pressed the like button, right? So it does make a difference, yes. How does blocking a page negatively affect them? Blocking a page, if you as a user, let's say that you have a page, let's say some brand, let's say Flipkart, right? And you don't like their content, you think they're boring, and you go and block the page. If everyone, a lot of people go and block the page, Facebook will be like, this page is getting blocked by too many people. It must be doing something wrong. People don't want to see it. It must be negatively impacting the user experience. Let's stop showing their content. Right? So the algorithm will punish them by reducing their reach. Got it, Vanya? Got it? Yeah? Yes, no? Clear? Okay, great. It also looks at when the update was posted. So the more recent the update was posted, the higher preference it gets. So a post posted yesterday versus a post posted today. The post posted today would get more preference. Right? Recency matters. It also looks at if friends have been tagged in a post, the more tags a post have, the more reach it gets. It also looks at recent comments. I'm sure all of you have experienced this. So most of you have experienced. You have a very old post on your Facebook profile, something from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. A friend of yours goes and suddenly comments on that post, and it is suddenly in the feed again. You've seen that? A post from 5 years ago, your friend goes and comments on it, and suddenly it starts showing up in the feed. You've experienced it. So Facebook will be like, despite this post being old, it is still showing in the feed, right? So it is still getting comments, it is still getting engagement. So let's show it in the feed, right? All right. So that's what a recent comment does. Jaikumar says, what is a tag? A tag is when you mention somebody in a post. A tag is basically mentioning someone on Facebook, right? So when you mention your friend's username, that's a tag. Are you active on Facebook, Jaikumar? Are you active on Facebook? Yes, no. So basically you've seen people putting their friend's name in a post, friend's name in a comment. Have you seen that? That's what a tag is. I'll show it to you. In the Q&A, just ping that back to me, Jaikumar. I will tag someone and show you. In the Q&A, if you're not clear yet, ping it back to me. I will tag someone and show you. Right? Okay. Krishnan says, today I'm following a page and the moment it becomes irrelevant for me, I will unfollow it because that does mean the page is poor. It's just your preference. Well, all this is personalized, right, Krishnan? So it will stop showing you the content because you gave negative feedback, right? Got it? Every feed is personalized here. Just because you unfollowed doesn't mean it will stop showing me the post. Got it? Just because you unfollowed Flipkart doesn't mean it will stop showing me Flipkart's post. It will stop showing you the post. It's personal to you, right? But if thousands of people unfollow, then it will affect the page, right? If only you unfollow, it will stop showing you. But if thousands of people unfollow, it will affect the page. Got it, Krishna? Depends on the volume as well. Got it? The page gets affected only if a large volume of people unfollow. Yogesh says, on getting negative feedback for the page, if its reach is reduced by Facebook, then what kind of people are excluded from that page? So the people who are excluded are basically first people who are giving the feedback itself, Yogesh. People who are giving the feedback are automatically excluded. Second, it will take into account all the other thousands of factors and it will give the page a score. So it will look at, okay, is the page still getting engagement? Who are the people who are engaging with the page the most? They will still see. People who never engage with the page will not see. Right? So it will take all the other factors into account and then decide who to exclude from that page. Right? Got it, Yogesh? All the other factors that we're discussing will be taken into account together. And like I said, there are 100,000 factors. It will take that into account and then decide who to show and who not to show. Okay. All right. So it also takes into account post type. It takes into account which type of post are you engaging in the most, right? So people who interact with a lot of videos will see more videos. People who interact with a lot of links will see more links. People who interact with a lot of, let's say, images will see more images. So Facebook sees what you interact with most and then shows you more of that. Right? So that's the post type. Okay, also sees how informative or useful the post is. So these are some of the key signals that Facebook takes into account to decide what you should see in your feed and what you shouldn't see. Right? So any questions on any of these signals that we've discussed so far? Like I said, Facebook will never tell you what the entire 100,000 signals are, but nevertheless, it gives you the important ones and it tells you that engagement, interaction, all this matters the most. And then it takes these factors into account to decide what you should see. Vanya says, like you said, if someone liked a post published 3 years ago, it will be available on everyone's feed or selective? Selective. So it depends on, one, how engaging is the post. So let's say someone liked a post from 3 years ago. One person commented. It will probably show to like 3-4 more people. And from those 3-4 more people, if more people comment, it will slowly start increasing. If the comments and the engagement is just continuing, the more engagement, the more reach. In fact, that's something that's very obvious from the entire algorithm. The more engagement you get, automatically the more reach you will get. So the algorithm favors posts that get more engagement. So if this post from 3 years ago is getting more and more engagement, more and more comments, more and more likes, shares, it will keep showing more and more people. So the reach will be proportional to the engagement. More engagement, more reach. Right? Does that clarify, Vanya? All right. So based on these signals, Facebook then calculates a score and ranks all the content. Right? So Facebook will look at all the signals and see which page should show higher and which page should show lower. Right? Yogesh says, how does Facebook to get know the post is informative or not? Well, based on the engagement, right? If a post is really engaging, people really informative, people would like, comment, and share. No? Facebook gets to know from the engagement. Right? Facebook gets to know from the engagement. Right? All right. Great, guys. So the key learning from here, from all this algorithm signals that we talked about, is that go back to the fundamentals. Why does Facebook have an algorithm? Well, Facebook has an algorithm to ensure that the user experience on Facebook is awesome. Right? Facebook wants to ensure that whatever is there in the feed should make the user experience great. So if as a brand, if as a marketer, you can post content that contributes positively to the user experience on Facebook, you wouldn't really have to worry about those 100,000 factors in the algorithm, right? You won't have to worry about all those 100,000 factors. As long as you're creating content that is great, that people always like, always comment on, always share, the algorithm will automatically favor you, right? So today on Facebook in 2018, you don't have to post random content on your page just to keep them active. Facebook does not say you have to post every day. So posting something random every day just for the heck of it is not going to help you anymore. You should create content that people are going to constantly engage with. People are going to share. People are going to comment. If you can do that, you won't have to worry so much about the algorithm, right? So the key learning for you from here, from this particular section of the algorithm, is always ensure that whatever you post is contributing positively to Facebook's user experience. People are always going to like, comment, ideally share the post, right? Great, guys. So that's the algorithm. Any specific questions on the algorithm? Any specific questions on the algorithm so far? Is everyone clear with why Facebook has an algorithm? What does the algorithm do? How does it work? What are some of the key signals that go into the algorithm? What are some of the key factors? And like I said, always ensure whatever you post contributes positively to Facebook's user experience. Right? Everyone else, can I see a quick yes? All of you? If everyone's clear, then we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back. So it's 11:48 right now, so we'll come back in exactly 15 minutes. So we'll connect again at 12:03. So it's 15 minutes from now. You can look at your own watches. Exactly 15 minutes from whatever the time is now. right? So 15 minutes, we'll take a break. You guys can get a break, get some tea, coffee, get something to eat, and we'll connect again in 15 minutes. All right, great guys. Thank you guys. Enjoy your break. I'll see you in 15 minutes. Alright, great guys. Everyone back? Can I see a quick yes if all of you are back from the break? Everyone back? Yes. Everyone else? Awesome, great guys. So let's get back. We've discussed so far, we started with an introduction to social media, why it is important. We've looked at the different social platforms, understood a little bit about each one of them. We've also looked at introduction to Facebook marketing, looked at the terms that we'd use, understood the concept of the Facebook algorithm and how it works. We'll now move on to another lesson that's extremely important, which is on how do you create content for social media, right? So this is probably the most important lesson of the entire course, so please pay close attention. When it comes to social media, a lot of time spent is actually spent consuming content, right? You guys agree? Most of the time you spend on social media is spent consuming content, right? Be it Facebook, be it Instagram, be it LinkedIn. On all platforms, what as a user you're essentially doing is you're going there to consume content. The content might have been created by your friend, might have been created by a page that you like, but at the end of the day, this is all we do. We go there for consuming content, right? So content forms the base of every successful social media strategy. You cannot have a successful social media strategy without creating great content. And this is a point you should always keep in mind. Keep this figure that you see on your screen in mind all the time, because content is the root of any great social strategy, right? Everything you do will depend on how good is the content that you're creating, right? The engagement you get, the sales you're able to make will all depend on the content, right? So how do you create great content? It all starts with understanding your audience, right? If you don't know who your audience is, how will you create content that they would find interesting or engaging? So it starts with asking yourself and understanding who is the audience for your business, and then looking at what kind of content would they find useful, fun, and valuable on different social media platforms. Right? When you're able to answer these questions, you'll be able to create content that is relevant to your audience, that engages them, and that gets the best results from social media for your business. Right? So let's do a quick activity to understand the approach to content creation for social media. So what I want you guys to do, each one of you, is for the next 5 minutes, forget that you're here for marketing. Forget that you're doing a course in social media marketing. Think like a typical user and tell me what are the top 5 activities that you as a user go and do on Facebook? Or what makes you go back to Facebook so many times? What makes you open the Facebook app every day, every other day? What is it that takes you back to Facebook? So all of you, I want you to tell me what are the top 5 activities that you as a Facebook user do on Facebook? All of you, each one of you. What makes you go back to the Facebook app multiple times a day or a week? Okay, Abhishek says check posts. Jayakumar says news, alright. Ankit says share memes, like memes, upload pictures. Okay, great Ankit. Dharnisha says I watch videos, alright. Poonam says check notifications, check new posts from friends and family, like and share their posts. Perfect, Poonam, awesome. Leo says see my friends, feeds and news, alright. Omkar says memes, informative content, and posts of friends. Okay. Yogesh says have a glimpse of important posts. Okay. Videos and memes says Gaurav. Krishnan says check new posts and videos, check events says Swapnil. Abhishek says chat with friends, alright. Jayakumar says fun and new developments from friends. Alright, great. So all of you said what you guys go to Facebook for. Chandramoli says, one, what are my friends up to? Second, what's news? Notifications and post interesting ideas. Excellent, Chandramoli. Thanks for summing that up. Vanya says, I check messages, I look at notifications, I love memes, and I look at my friends' updates. Perfect. Great. Tarun says Facebook even suggests suggests you games to play. Perfect. Awesome. So let me summarize what all of you said here. So I'm just going to put all this down on the screen here. So hang on. Let me put all this down for you. So let's start with what most of you said, which is what we are really there on Facebook for, which is connect with friends and family, right? So that's something we are all there for, right? See their updates, see what they're up to. Okay. Next is a lot of you said share your own updates, right? So share your own updates. So your images, right? Check in. So you also check in to places. Then third thing, which a lot of you said, is get informed, right? So get informed. Basically, read news, right? Articles. A lot of you said get entertained. So basically entertainment, which is basically watching all those viral videos, right? So watch videos, have fun, right? So have fun. And then some of you said chat with friends or chat using Messenger. So chat using Facebook Messenger. And I think one of you said wish friends on birthdays, right? Okay, great. So this is just to summarize what most of you said. Some of you also said playing games, etc. This is just a summary. Now, I have asked this question to thousands of people, trust me, without exaggeration, probably at least on an average 4,000 to 5,000 people across workshops, online, offline, across the globe, not just in India, but abroad as well. Right? And I've always got these same answers. In fact, just last week, I was leading a workshop in Africa, in Kenya. Even there, I asked them, what did they do on Facebook? Same thing. These top 5 answers have never changed with all the 5,000 people I've asked this question to over the last 5 years. Right? What I want you guys to note is virtually nobody said that they go to Facebook to see what brands are up to. They go to Facebook to see what brand pages are posting. Right? They go to Facebook because they want to see primarily what products to buy. Right? You go to Facebook primarily for these 5 reasons on the screen: to get informed, have fun, connect with friends, share your own updates, right? Connect with the world around you, use Messenger. That's what you go to Facebook primarily for. In the process, you might find a great product that you saw in the feed which you might buy. You might find a great brand post that you interact with. But tell me, if Facebook was only products and only brand posts, would you still go back to Facebook as often? If Facebook was only products, only brand posts, full of products to shop, full of updates from brands, would you go back? You wouldn't, right? Because you really go back because these five reasons on the screen, right? You want to stay connected with your family, you want to share your own updates, you want to have fun, you want to pass time, you want to just entertain yourself, you want to get informed about news, right? Yeah, Chandramoli says, if I want products, I just go to Amazon, right? Why would I go to Facebook? So the key thing for you to remember here is people only engage with content that adds value to their lives. When I say value, it doesn't mean anything monetary. It could just mean Anything that makes users think, makes them have fun, makes them learn something new, makes them connect to something, feel something, all this is value. So when you as a marketer are able to add value to users, that's when you see results. Always remember that users don't come to Facebook to see what a brand is posting. If a brand in the process happens to do something great, something that they find valuable, entertaining, informative, fun, that's when you will be able to engage with them, right? So I normally suggest to all brands to ask themselves this one question before they post anything to Facebook, right? Before you post anything to your Facebook brand page, always ask yourself this question. If you were the target customer for your brand, then would you find the post that you're going to post fun or valuable enough for you to share it, right? If you were the target audience for this post and you saw it in your feed, would you share it? If the answer is yes, if I see this post in my feed, I will share it. That's when you should post that content to your page. Anything else doesn't deserve to be there. Honestly, anything else doesn't deserve to be there. So many brands get social media marketing wrong today because they don't ask themselves this question. They just post random stuff. They don't ask themselves, if I was my target audience, would I share this? If every brand asked themselves this question, you wouldn't see random content on pages that doesn't make any sense at all. You'll see so many brand pages and you'll ask yourself, at least after this course and this session is over, you will ask yourself, well, why are they even posting this? Why are they wasting their time? It makes absolutely no sense to post something that people wouldn't share or comment on. Right? Very important question. If you can do this all the time, you'll automatically have the best content on your page, you'll automatically get the best results from your social media marketing. Right? So key thing is focus on creating useful, share-worthy content. Do not create random average content just for the heck of posting to your Facebook page. You will get nothing out of it. Right? At least today, the way Facebook works today, with the kind of competition that's there, with every brand creating content, every brand having a page, if you want to stand out, you have to create something that's useful and share worthy for your audience. Right? So keep that in mind. Right? And keep that key learning in mind. Keep that question in mind whenever you post something to your Facebook page. Next is, when we say content is great, what are the ingredients and content that makes it work on social media? Right? What ingredients makes content work on social media? So there are about 4 ingredients that I have seen with most content that does really well. And you'll see it from now on after you go back from this session. Next time you see any content that's done really well in terms of shares, in terms of comments, you will find that they have at least one of these 4 ingredients. Right? The first one is inspiring. Right? So we are all human and we always like our daily dose of inspiration and motivation, which is why you see a lot of these inspirational videos, inspirational memes, inspirational pictures really working even today on Facebook, on other platforms. You guys agree? Do you guys see a lot of these inspirational videos, videos that motivate you, videos with a message that inspires you to do something? You see all this on your Facebook feeds? Do you? Yes, no? At least those of you who like that kind of content will definitely see it. That's kind of content that still works. Anything that inspires people to take action. Next is informative, educative content. We said one of the reasons people go back to Facebook is because they want to learn something new. They want to stay informed. If you can give people what they're coming for, you will automatically benefit. If you can understand for any social platform, why do people come there, and then give them what they came for, you'll automatically see your marketing doing really well. Right? So content that's informative, educative really works well. Next is entertaining. We again saw one of the top 5 reasons that people come back to Facebook is because they want to have fun. They want to get a break from work, check out Facebook, watch a quick fun video, go back re-energized. So it's that fun place to come to. So anything that's entertaining also works. And the last ingredient is probably one of the most important ingredients of all. If you have the 4th one, you don't really need anything else, right? What do you think the fourth one is? Any guesses? What do you think that fourth ingredient is? Like I said, if you have this one, you don't really need anything else because that is a very, very powerful ingredient. Any guesses? Content, of course, yes. Yes, perfect, Gaurav. That's exactly what I was coming to. Gaurav's got it. Anything that triggers emotions, right? Anything that makes you connect to it, relate to it, anything that makes you feel something. Content that I'm sure you've seen posted on Facebook, right? Where you immediately connect to it, you relate to it. Connectability, relatability is really, really important. This is what drives shareability. This is what drives engagement. If you can have this, you won't really need any of the others because this is the most powerful of them all, right? Great. So now that we looked at the different ingredients in content, let's go and look at some examples. And you should always remember that it's not just the ingredients that matter. It's also about how you're weaving them together to tell a great story, right? It's also about storytelling. You might have the best ingredients, but you didn't tell a great story. It's like watching a movie which has everything great about it, but the story is flawed. Story is not powerful, right? So storytelling is key, and great marketing is always driven by great storytelling. So it's about having these ingredients, weaving them together into a great story, and that's when it works for you, right? So with that understanding of how to approach content creation for social media, let's look at some engaging content examples from different brands. And by the way, always remember for every platform, always understand two things: the nature of the platform and the characteristics of its audience. Always understand why do people come to a platform. This will differ from platform to platform. The reason why people go to Facebook is different from the reason why people go to Twitter, is different from the reason why people go to LinkedIn. For every platform, understand why do people come there, and whatever content you create should be feeding that why. For example, if you know people come to Facebook to have fun, see how can you create content that makes them have fun. They come to get informed. How do you create content that makes them learn something new? Always do this for every platform. If you do this, your approach should automatically be the best approach that you can have for content creation on social media. You'll be better than most brands because most brands, unfortunately, have got it wrong even today. Right? All right. So let's look at some examples. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of examples now, one by one. We look at some images, we look at some GIFs, we look at some videos. For every example that I show you on the screen from different brands, example of content that's worked, I want you guys to tell me, why do you think it worked, right? So when I say content worked, what do I mean? If you were to see if content did well or content worked really well, what is that one key metric that you would look at to see if a piece of content did well or not? If I were to ask you to tell me one metric that you would measure to tell if a content did well or didn't do well, what would that be? Shares? Engagements? Engagements is a mix of different metrics. I want one key metric. If you were to measure one metric, what would that be? Obviously shares, right? Obviously shares and then comments. Obviously shares. Like I told you, it's one of the most powerful interactions, right? See, you can post something to Facebook. You can promote it. People might like it, but you cannot guarantee shares. Shares only come when people really love something. People engage with it so much that they shared it, right? Shares do not come. Go look at so many brand pages and see, look for shares. Don't look for likes. Look for shares, and then you will know which brand is really doing well. Brands that have the most shares are the ones that are getting the most engagement. Right? Those are the ones that are creating great content. Right? So all the examples that I've taken out, that I pulled out for you guys, are all basis shares. Right? Posts that I've got really shared. And what I want you to do is to look at each post and tell me, why did it get so many shares? Why did it get so many comments? Why did it do so well? Right, so great guys, can we get started? Can we do it one by one? I want you all to do it as a group. Let's do it as a group. That way it's more fun, it's more interactive, everyone learns well. So I'm going to show you examples from different brands one by one. I want you all to look at it and tell me, why did it do well? Okay? Great guys, everyone else, can we? Yes, no? All of you, quick, yes. Okay, great, awesome. So let's start with the first example here. The first example is from the brand Zomato. I'm sure all of you know what Zomato is, right? Everyone here is definitely familiar with Zomato. If you're not familiar, let me know. So this is a post from Zomato, and it says things vegetarians are tired of hearing. If you look at the post here, look at the shares on the right here. It's got about 34,000 shares. Now tell me what caused this post to get 34,000 shares. What was so good about it for it to be shared 34,000 times? What was so good about it? Content, yes, but what was good about the content? Emotional connect, says Chandramouli. Relatable, says Omkar. Vegetarians can relate, says Abhishek. It's humorous, says Gaurav. It connects with the audience, says Vanya. It's relatable, says Purvi. Emotional as well as fun content, alright. It's relevant to the brand's audience, that's right, Ankit. Informative, says Yogesh. Understands the dilemma of vegetarians, says Krishnan. Right? Alright, anyone else? Visually appealing, says Vanya. Good presentation, says Omkar, alright. What about the rest of you? Some of you been really quiet. What about the rest of you? Richa, couple, some of you been really quiet. Mukul, some of you who've been quiet. Yes, okay. Crisp and concise, says Krishnan. It's not an open promotion of Zomato. Very good point. Very good observation, Jaykumar. Zomato wants users to try vegetarian. Oh, not really. May not be. Most vegetarians have heard these things in real life and can relate to it. Perfect, Shikhar. So, quick question for you guys. Is this post relevant to Zomato's target audience? Is this post relevant to Zomato's target audience? Yes, no? Yes. What does Zomato deal with? Zomato is in the food industry, right? This post is all about food. Does it connect with someone who likes food? It's about food, right? It does connect with their audience, so it is relevant to their target audience. One. Second thing is, let's say I'm a vegetarian and I see this post. I immediately connect to it and relate to all those times when I've gone out for dinner with my non-vegetarian friends and they've told me that, leave the chicken, take the gravy, gravy is vegetarian. Or where do you get your proteins from? You eat only dal, right? Or if you were alone on an island and you were like all alone there and you had to survive, would you still eat only plants? Right? So yeah, it includes, like Richa says, it includes all the points that vegetarians would connect to. So then what do? I tag my friends, I tag all my non-vegetarian friends and I'll be like, see, this is what you guys do to me all the time. Likewise, even if I'm a non-vegetarian, I might see this post. I might still relate to all the times when I've teased my vegetarian friends. Right? I might still connect with it. I would still tag my vegetarian friends in it. Right? And then share it with them. Right? So it works both ways. Even if I'm a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, I might still relate to it. Right? So it's very relatable. It's fun. It's humorous. It's depicted well. And it's also relevant to their target audience. It's like I said, if you can get people to connect to your content, relate to your content, you automatically get a lot of engagement. Okay, so that's the first example. Let's move on to the next one. So this is an example from the brand Happily Unmarried. How many of you heard of the brand Happily Unmarried? How many of you heard of the brand Happily Unmarried? Heard, not heard? Some of you, yes. Some of you know. How many of you heard of it? Okay, some of you heard of it, some of you not. Those of you not heard of it, just Google for it. It's a brand that sells quirky products. Happily Unmarried is a brand targeted to the youth, broadly 15 to 35. That's their target audience. They sell quirky products, so like quirky t-shirts, quirky stuff, basically to connect with the youth. So just Google for the brand, see their site, those of you not heard of it. In short, they sell quirky products targeted towards the youth. Now they did this post which said, Andaz Apna Apna dialogues for real life situations. How many of you watched this movie? It's a Bollywood classic movie. How many of you watched it? How many of you watched it multiple times, says Shikhar? How many of you watched it? Some of you have not. Vanya says no. How many of you watched it? How many of you have not watched it? Jaykumar says no. Okay, most of you watched it. It's a very popular Bollywood movie, right? So they took a popular Bollywood movie and they picked some of the best dialogues from the movie, and they then connected them to real life situations, right? So they then connected them to real life situations. Now, for those of you who watched the movie, why do you think this worked? It's got 30,000 shares, 29,000 shares on it, and about another 900 comments. Why do you think this worked? Why do you think this worked? It's funny, yeah. People relate to it, it's funny. What else? Relatable and funny. It's a daily life situation, so people relate at a personal level and it's funny. Okay, great, Krishnan. What about the rest of you? Why do you think this got 29,000 shares? What made it work? Yeah, it's fun, it's humorous, right? And it's also a topic that really works well in India. So in India, there are like 2-3 topics that work really, really well with audiences. People always connect to them. One is Bollywood. What are the other topics in India that people always connect to? Mass connect topics. What are the top mass connect topics in India? One is Bollywood. Politics, yes. There's one more. I'm looking for something else. Cricket, yeah. Bollywood, cricket, politics are things that people connect to. So as a brand, if you can pick on a mass topic that people connect to and create something that's fun around it, then that again helps get you engagement. Right? Yeah, lots of topics. You have like Puri says broke and dosti, all right. Job and office, yeah. Lots of topics. So you can pick a topic that everyone connects to. That always works for you. Right? Let's take another example from the same brand. Yogesh says the theme of happily unmarried is connected to real life situations. Yeah, that's correct here. Shika says it's entertaining as well as emotional since it builds on the nostalgia of others apna apna and links it with daily problems in a fun way. Perfect. Right? That's so Yogesh and Shikhar summed it up beautifully. Let's look at another example from the same brand. So this is done. Look at this. So they did this for weddings, and they connect situations in weddings with animal pictures, right? So this post has about 6,000 shares on it. Why do you think this post got shared 6,000 times? Why do you think this post got shared 6,000 times? Perfect captions on the picture, says Omkar. What else? It's so relatable and funny, says Vanya. What else? Everyone else? Why do you think this post got shared so much? It narrates to our life, all right. Different and funny, giving imagination, and it's situational as well, all right. Great, Krishnan. Related to married life, says Swapnil. Relatable and creative, says so Gaurav and Vanya. It's so awkwardly funny, says Purvi. It's the best way to make our friend embarrassed, all right. Easily shareable with anyone, says Abhishek. All right, so it is fun. It is something you relate to. There's something I want you guys to note here. When was this post posted? When was this post posted? Which month was this post posted? I want you guys to look at the picture and tell me which month was this posted. December? All of you see it? It's here. You can see here it says December, right? It was posted in December. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Omkar's got it. What is the peak marriage season in India? What is peak marriage season in India? When is the marriage season in India at its peak? Right? Generally November, December, Jan. In most of India, may not be everywhere, but most of India, November, December, Jan is peak wedding season, right? And look at the timing. Sometimes it's not always about what you do, it's also about when you do it. Sometimes timing really matters. This is peak wedding season when everyone is going through this, right? Look, you're like attending weddings every week, and that's when you connect to this the most, right? If I posted this in maybe May or in June, for example, do you think it would have got the same engagement? Had I posted this in May, June, do you think it would have got the same level of engagement? May not have, maybe, but may not, because in December you're actually going through all this. You're going through it right now, and suddenly when you're attending weddings week after week, and you see something like this, you connect more, right? And like Omkar says, maybe you're actually sitting in a wedding and then you're browsing Facebook and you see this, right? You connect all the more, right? So it's also about timing. Always remember that when you're posting something that people are actually going to connect with right now, that works really well. Right? So the reason I put this post is to show you that the timing of your content also matters really well. Right? Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. You can also do content as a brand which leverages trending topics. So topics that are in the news, topics that everyone is talking about, topics that are current. As a brand, when you can leverage those topics, you're going to get to connect with your audience. Can you give me an example of a brand that does this really well? Can you give me an example of a brand that does this really well? A brand that always takes up topical content and makes great posts on it? No one? Amul, of course. It took so long for that to come. I was like, I expected a faster answer there. Of course, Amul. Amul's been doing this for ages, right? Amul has been doing this for ages, even before social media was born. Have all of you seen those Amul creatives everywhere in the news, in newspapers, on hoardings, where they take current topics and they do an interesting take on it? All of you seen it? Yeah? Amul does a great job at it. And a lot of other brands as well. But Amul's been doing it for years. I'm not saying other brands don't do it. Scoop Whoop does it, of course. Soul Store does it, yes. Right? Men's XP does it. Flipkart does it, like you guys have said. But Amul is a pioneer at this. Amul has been doing this for ages, right? They've extended this strategy to their social media also, right? So, like you can see the one on the left, when Sindhu won the silver at the Olympics, they immediately did a post immediately after, and that got 7,000 shares because it was something they were celebrating national pride of somebody from India winning a badminton silver. And likewise, the one on the right as well. So Amul is great at doing this, but a lot of other brands do it as well today. Because when something is in the news, when you can talk about it, everyone's talking about it, you talk about it as well. You connect with the audience and you also get more visibility. So in the last few months, we've had lots of trending topics. Can you give me examples of large trending topics in the last 3 months? So in the last 3 months, what have been some of the largest trending topics in the last 2 to 3 months? Section 377, Gaurav, perfect. Rafale, yes. Chandramoli. What else? Section 377 says Gaurav. Petrol prices, yes. Good point, Ashwini. What else? What are some of the most trending topics over the last few months? Quick quiz for you guys. Right? Me Too, of course, the Me Too movement. Yes. Stock market. Lots of things. So when a brand can pick up these trending topics like the Me Too movement or the petrol prices or Section 377 and come up with some great content around it, you automatically benefit. Right? So Section 377 was a big trending topic. Everyone, you would see it all over your feed. You remember the day the law came out for that day or the next day? It was all over Facebook, all over all your social feeds, news channels, everywhere. Yeah. So a lot of brands did a lot of posts for it. I'm just going to give you an example of this here. So if you look at Section 377 as a trending topic, let's see what some brands did. Look at this. That's from Zomato again. Very creative stuff. So they put a burger in rainbow colors and said, let's get one thing straight, love is love. Right? So Zomato did this immediately after the judgment went out. That's one example. Right? Then this is another one. This is from MI. Right? So what does the brand do? So Zomato is all about food. What does MI do? All of you know the brand, I'm sure. They're everywhere. Right? So they make phones, mobile devices, power banks. Right? So they put a battery here and said more power to love. So you can see how beautifully they've connected their brand with a topic that's trending. Right? Very, very creatively done, most of these brands. This is another example here. This is from Flipkart. So you can see what they've done. So they said, it's the only cancellation we looked forward to. Right? It was ordered in 1861 and cancelled in 2018. So very, very creatively done and very well connected to the brand as well. Right? This is another one, very minimalist, but very nicely done as well. You can see that minimalism sometimes works really well. Right? So that's another example from a brand. Then here's another one. Right? So this is from a brand called Dura Ultima. I'm not sure how many of you heard of them. So they make shutters. So most of the shop shutters that you see, a lot of the shop shutters are made by them. So you can look at what they did. In fact, shutters is a very boring space, right? You guys agree? Being in a space that sells, a company that sells shutters can be really boring. But this is a great example of how even a company that's in a seemingly boring space can make stuff interesting. So you can see what they did. Look at this, right? So hang on. Just give me 1 minute. I'm not sure why that isn't playing. Yeah, here you go. You see that? So they say lifting the shutters for social equality, right? So it was a GIF actually, where the shutters would keep lifting to show rainbow colors. Likewise, there are also a company that makes roofing material. So here again, they painted all the roof in rainbow colors and said all colors under one roof. So different brands did it differently to get on the trend and engage with their audiences. Right? So Krishnan says, could it backfire? It can. It can. Of course it can. You need to be very safe as a brand when you're doing this. You need to be very careful. First of all, if your brand doesn't stand for it, you don't do it. Just because everyone is doing something for Section 377, you don't have to do it. I work with a lot of brands. I have so many brands, a good number of them that came and said, we don't want to do anything. So I asked them, like, do you guys want to do something for Section 377? We can do something. They're like, no, we don't want to associate ourselves with this. Right? So if your brand doesn't want to get into a certain area, you can avoid it. You don't always have to do something. And if you do it, be prepared. Something can go wrong sometimes. And if something does go wrong, you should be prepared to tackle it as well. Right? It could. But in most of these cases, like here, like the whole public opinion was mostly with the court order. So you were being with the mass, with the public here. So it didn't, the chances of it happening here were much lesser. Right? Great. So that's trending topics, which is important. As a brand, you should keep track of what's trending and see how you can get on the trend and connect your brand to it. Next is content that wishes users. So I'm going to ask you guys a quick question here. Do you think a brand should wish its audience on festivals? Do you think a brand should wish its audience on festivals? Yes, no? Yes, everyone agrees. I think everyone agrees with me. So if everyone agrees, the next question is, why should a brand wish its audience on festivals? Why should a brand wish its audience on festivals? Why should a brand do that? Connect with them, says Krishnan. Emotional, maintain a relationship, says Poonam. Connect emotionally, says Yogesh. PR, says Abhishek. Maintain public relations, says Vanya. To show that brands value their audience, that's right, Ankit. What else? Remind people about the brand, all right. What else? Anyone else? Well wisher, festive time shopping, says Dhanisha. Alright, relevant brands should do, says Purvi. Okay, so let me just sum that up for you. On a festival, who are the people who generally wish you on festivals? Who are the people who are first to wish you on festivals? Family? Yeah. Who else? Friends, family, close ones. Those are the guys who always wish you on festivals. Close relatives, friends and family. So when a brand attempts to wish you on a festival, it's basically trying to build that relationship with you. It's trying to say that, you know, we are also part of your close ones. We are also part of your close circle. We care, right? We have a relationship with you. Right? We want to be part of your celebrations. And that's why brands have been wishing audiences for festivals for years now, right? Even before social media was there, brands used to wish using television, using print, a lot of brands used to even send you cards with offers in post, right? So brands have been doing this for years because it does establish a connect and a relationship with the audience. So now that we are clear that as brands we should wish audiences on festivals, next question is, every brand wants to wish its audience on festivals, right? Now let's say Diwali is coming up in 3 weeks from now. Every brand is going to do a Happy Diwali post to their audience. There is so much clutter that's going to be there. And we know the algorithm will only show the most relevant stuff. So if a brand really wants to reach its audience, how does it do it? How does a brand ensure that its festive posts actually reaches its audience despite there being so much of clutter and every brand flooding Facebook with Happy Diwali posts, right? So in order to do that today, the only way you can do this is to be different, is to stand out, is to cut through the clutter, be unique. That's when your post will get reach. Otherwise, there's no point making a Happy Diwali post because it will reach virtually nobody, right? So let me give you an example of a festive post here. Let's look at this post that you see on the screen. This is a post that a brand had done for Republic Day. If you compare it to most normal Republic Day posts, which people do, most brands generally do a simple Happy Republic Day post, probably just do like a picture of Gandhiji or a picture of the tricolor and post it saying Happy Republic Day. Compared to a post like that, if you see this post in the feed, do you think this post would stand out as compared to most other posts? Yes, no? Do you think this post would stand out as compared to most other posts? Yes. So if yes, then why do you think it would stand out? What do you think would make it stand out? What do you think would make it stand out? What makes it be different? What makes it unique? Emotion, says Harnisha. Patriotism, says Gaurav. It's a GIF, says Chandramoli. It's different, says Jaykumar. All legends in the same frame, says Yogesh. Yes. Bunch of freedom fighters together, says Swapnil. What else? What else? Anything else? Anything else? People will share, says Harnisha. Yes. What else? It's all India coverage, says Jaykumar. Yes, that's true. Good point. It has the flag, says Abhishek. It's minimalistic, says Omkar. Right? All right. So let me sum that up for you. The first thing is it's animated, right? It's what you call a GIF. A GIF is basically an animated image. Because it's animated, it still stands out as compared to static images. That's one. Right. Second thing is, like most of you said, it covers freedom fighters from across the country, from across different sectors of how different kinds of people who like different, who idolize different freedom fighters. It pulls all of them together. And apart from that, if you read the line here, it says a tribute to those who helped shape the future of India, right? So this is tugging on an emotion, which some of you said earlier. What's the emotion it's trying to connect to? Which emotion is this trying to connect to? This line. It's trying to connect to a specific emotion, right? Which emotion is that? A tribute to those who helped shape the future of India. What's the emotion it's trying to connect to? Yeah, patriotism, nationalism. Yeah, makes you connect to that patriotic side of yourself. And that's what again drives shareability. When you trigger an emotion, shareability increases. Right? So it's a great post, something different. So that's an example of how you can be different and cut through the clutter. If you do a random post, you will get virtually no engagement because everyone's going to do a random post. Right? Let's look at another example here. This is an example for Women's Day. So you can see a house falling apart. A woman who comes in holds it up together. And then the tagline says, to the women who hold our homes together, literally, Happy Women's Day. So again, what makes this post different? What do you think makes this stand out? What do you think makes this work? It's a GIF, yes. Gaurav says emotion. What else? It's interactive. It's relatable personally, says Krishna. What else? What else? Anyone else? Presented well. Yes, that's right. Anything else? Respects women, says Swapnil. Okay. Right. The windows and bricks makes a happy face. Yeah, perfect, says Omkar. Very, very good observation. If you look at the house, it's so well done that when she actually comes and holds the home together, the bricks and the windows turn into a happy face. You see that? So very well done. It's a GIF. It connects. Again, if you're a woman, you'd feel happy. You might want to share it. If you're a man, you'd still want to share it with all the women who are part of your lives, right? So it connects to people, has strong connect. Just another example of how you can be different and ensure that your content stands out. Right, so let's look at a couple of video examples now. This is a video from the brand Ixigo, right? Ixigo is a travel brand for those of you not heard of it. So I'm going to give you a link to this video. It's a short video. It's about it's about 1 minute and 17 seconds long. So here's the link. I want you guys to watch it and let me know once you guys are done. After you guys are done, let me know and then we'll discuss it. Right, so you can go ahead and watch the video and let me know once you guys are done. Done, guys? Everyone else? Are you guys done? May I say a quick yes from everyone? Done? Yeah. Okay. Now, what I want you guys to do is look at the number of shares on the video. It's got 1.5 million shares. 1.5 million is virality in its true sense. 1.5 million shares, 82,000 comments, and it's also got 60 million views. So tell me, why do you think this got so many shares? 1.5 million is virality in its true sense. What worked? What worked? What worked for it? Combination of the beaches, says Tarun. Done well with the music, says Abhishek. Visually appealing, says Krishnan. What about everyone else? What made it work? Unique beaches, says Chandramouli. Informative, says Jaykumar. Everyone else, what made it work? Things that we haven't seen. The caption, says Abhishek. Images, says Purvi. Major attraction points of the country. Ankit says, made the audience want to travel. All right. Vanya says, unique beaches, visuals, and that world map. All right. Makes you curious, says Jaykumar. Shikha says, sense of wonder created by stunning visuals, music, and related info triggers wanderlust. Excellent, Shikhar. Superb angle, says Omkar. Okay. Destinations to travel for vacation, says Swapnil. The music is enjoyable, fits the visual. Darnisha says, presentation of beaches and showing the locations. The caption, of course, beach please, says Abhishek. Yes. Purvi says, they've kept it in on a curiosity basis. All right. Okay. Anyone else? Any other answers? What made this work? All beautiful, unique beaches in one frame. Yeah. Okay, great. So a lot of you. Okay, done, Gaurav. Why did it work? What made it work? did not promote the brand. Very good observation again, Jaykumar. None of these examples that you're seeing are sharing and throwing a product in the face, right? None of these examples are promoting the brand in your face, right? Okay. Anyone else? All right, great. Let me sum this up. So everything for this video, right from the visuals to the way it was done to the music was really engaging, right? It covered a whole bunch of beaches. The beaches were really things that made you wonder when you could go there. It triggered conversation, right? When you watch this video, you probably want to share it with your friends and you're like, you know, we should plan our next trip here. Or it triggers conversation saying, did you know there's a beach like this in India? We didn't even know. We should go there next trip. We should plan there. Right? Or I'm going to add this to my bucket list. Or I've seen 3 out of these 11 beaches. Right? How many have you seen? Right? So it triggers a lot of conversation. You want to tag your friends in it. You want to drive conversation. You start making trip plans, travel plans. Drives a lot of conversation. One. What's even more important is how many of you, while watching this video, at least at one of the beaches, went like, wow. At least at one of the beaches, you were like, wow, while watching the video. How many of you did that? How many of you had that wow feeling for at least one of these beaches that's here? Most of you would have, at least for one of the beach. Yeah. So Dharnisha says was for the glass beach. Depends, right? You're like, wow, I didn't even know that there were such beautiful beaches on the planet. This wow is an emotion. It's an emotion of amazement. You're so amazed by it. You're so wowed by it that you want to share it. When you find something wow, if you look at the psychology of social sharing, whenever people find something that's really wow, they immediately want to share it with their friends, their close ones, and say, you know, you should watch this video. It's like so amazing. Have you seen people doing that? Your friend shares a video with you and says, you know, you should watch this video. It's awesome. Your family, somebody shares a video with you and says, you know, you must watch this video. It's hilarious. That's when you find something that's wow, you want to share it with your near and dear ones. And that's exactly what this video did. Right? Now, one more thing I want you to note about this video is, if you look at this video here, what's different about it? If you look at the video, if you compare a standard YouTube video with this, do you see anything that's visibly different? If you compare a standard video on YouTube with this video here, do you see anything that's visibly different? Anything that's visibly different? More vertical, perfect, Krishnan. The ratio says Mukul, excellent. Both of you got it right. So what is the standard size of a YouTube video? What is the standard size of a YouTube video? What is the size, the dimensions of a standard YouTube video? All of you, what are the dimensions of a standard YouTube video? It's rectangular, right? It's 16 by 9. Mostly 16 by 9, sometimes 4 by 3, right? So mostly 16 by 9. Sometimes it is 4:3, rectangular. This video on the screen, is it a rectangle? What are the dimensions of the video that you see on the screen? It's a square, right? It's 1:1, right? It's 1:1, right? So there is a reason why it's like this. There is a reason why it is square. It is optimized for mobile screens, and 95% of people access social media from mobile devices, right? Like Omkar says, you can watch this video by holding your phone vertical without having to rotate. Okay? So keep this point in mind. In the next week's session, when I talk to you about video, I will bring this point back. I want you all to note this point of this video here. Next week's session, I will tell you more about this. We'll touch upon square videos and why are they made this way, right? All right, great guys. So that's Ixigo. Coming back here, if you can do this once, some of you might even, I don't know how many of you felt, but some of you might be like, well, they just got lucky. Well, nothing was great about the video. 1.5 million shares was a little too much. They just got lucky. If any of you felt that way, it is possible. Virality sometimes is also luck.
You might just get lucky and you might go viral. If you can do this once, you probably got lucky. If you can do it twice, you probably got very lucky. If you can do it thrice, you probably got very, very lucky. If you can do it more than 3 times in quick succession, then you've cracked it, right? Then you know exactly who your audience is and what they want. And that works really well on social media. If you look at Ixigo here, they did this video. They found that it's working really well. They said, let's make videos in similar formats, right? So when you find something that's successful, you always replicate it till it works. So they replicated it, and you can see this. They did more and more videos in same format, same simple lists of like top 10, top unusual hotels, school-less taxis. And each of these videos got anywhere from a few thousand to a few 100,000 shares. Right? If you go to their site, you can see so many of these videos that they did that all got hundreds of thousands of shares. And in fact, Ixigo is one of the leading brands in India today, which is doing great work on social media. If you want to follow a brand that is doing the latest and the best on social media, Ixigo is a great brand to follow. As a marketer, just to see what they are doing so you can learn from what they're doing. And it's a great brand when it comes to a social media content marketing case study. Okay. All right. Next is another video. This is the most shared video on Facebook in 2017. It's got 12.5 million shares. And I'm not going to play this for you now. It's a short video. I'll give you the link. You can watch it later. It's basically a video on hacks. How many of you like watching these videos which show you hacks? Like how you can do stuff quickly and hacks and stuff. Do any of you like videos like these? How many of you watch these videos? Some of you do. Hack videos. There's like 10 hacks on how you can do this, 10 hacks on how you can do that. Everyone, Omkar says everyone. All right, great. A lot of people like it. I think it's fun to watch. All of you watch these videos. I'm going to ask you another fun question. All of you watch these hack videos. How many of you actually went and implemented a hack from the videos? Can I see a quick yes or no? You probably watched like 10 hack videos or 100 hack videos. How many of you implemented a hack from this? Right? Well, as I said, very few of us do. I think one or two of us have done. Most of us don't really implement. But I don't know why we still watch it. We still share it. I think we're just wowed by it. It's like so much fun, something new. Even though we don't really do it, we still share it with people. We still watch it. We find it fun. So this video, yeah, it's just fun to watch, right? It's entertaining. It's like time pass, which is what most of us are on social media for. We go for a quick time pass, right? So let me give you the link to this video. It's the most shared video on Facebook in 2017. You can watch it later. Don't watch it now, guys. Just giving you the link to watch it later. Right? This is another example. If you look at this video here, it's from this brand called Baby Destination. And it says, your baby taking too long to sleep. We've got a few tips for you to put your child to bed in a few minutes. This video, is it relevant to the target audience for the brand? Baby Destination is a brand targeting moms of young babies, newborn babies. It is relevant. It's got 12,700, 13,000 shares. Why do you think this got 13,000 shares? Why do you think this video got 13,000 shares? Why do you think this video got 13,000 shares? What do you think would have made it get 13,000 shares? Even without watching it, it's just basically tips to help moms put their babies to sleep. Right? It's a common problem that young mothers face. They're targeting a problem. They're basically solving a problem for people, right? Like all of you agree. Like I said, if you can add value to your audience, it works. If you're a mother of a newborn baby, this is probably one of your biggest problems, right? I don't know how many of you here have been mothers or are currently mothers of a newborn baby. So you'd know that this is a big problem, right? You can't, they won't let you sleep, right? And that's something you always like, how do I put my baby to sleep so I can sleep? And you see this video and you're like, wow, I found something good that I can use, right? So going back to it adds value. It is something that solves a problem. And that's why it's got shared so much, right? All right. That's an example. This is another example from the brand Ixigo. Ixigo, like I said, does a lot of great work on social media. So this video has about 73,000 shares on it. It's just about a minute long. So I'm going to give you the link to this video and I want you guys to watch it and let me know once you guys are done. There you go. It's a 1-minute video. Watch it. Let me know once you guys are done, and then we'll discuss it. Done, guys. Everyone else, can I say quick yes if everyone's done? All of you done? Everyone else, yeah? 70,000 shares. Why do you think this got 70,000 shares? What made it work? What made it work? It's funny. What else? Everyone else, what made it work? Hyderabadi accent is so fun and to hear and watch. Okay, all right, Omkar. Informative says Leo. The way they presented the content says Vanya. Yes. What else? Basics for new people visiting Hyderabad. Easy to learn. Infotainment says Shikhar. Yes, good point. Right. So it's pure fun. It's just fun to watch. It's just entertaining. You want to share it with your Hyderabadi friends, right? You want to tag your friends who are from Hyderabad net if you have any. You want to share it anyway because it's fun. Right? It's just the expressions, the way it's created. Very well done. Now, if you look at all these videos that Exigo is making, the previous one that I showed you a few earlier ones, the beaches one, right? If you look at this one here, do you think it costs a lot of money to make these videos? Do you think it's going to be very expensive to make videos like this? Do you think the production cost is going to be really high? Not really, right? You could make these videos in-house. You could, even if you hire some freelancer to do it for you, they'll probably do it in less than 5,000 rupees, maybe maximum 10,000 rupees, max, right? Maybe 5,000 rupees. You can create content that is really good at a low cost and get so much engagement. Exico is a great example of how you can create low cost content. You don't have to spend lakhs on a video, crores on creating a brand video. You can just make fun stuff like this at a low cost and get so much of engagement, right? So again, Exico, they found this is working. And like I said, when you find something is working, just replicate it. So they did the same thing. They said, well, Hyderabadi did so well. They repeated the same thing, did it in Malayalam. This got 137,000 shares. They repeated the same thing in Bengali. This got 60,000 shares. Then they repeated the same thing for Punjabi. This got 27,000 shares. And this one in Tamil, this got 11,000 shares, right? So, and with all of these, you can look at the tagline. Even though the line says tag your Tamil friends, right? Tag your Punjabi friends, right? So this is just a great example of how you find something that's working, replicate and do more of it. And I want you guys to actually go to Exigo's page and look at some of the videos that they've done, right? Right from this How to Speak series, they've done it really, really well, right? Go look at all their videos here. In fact, this video they did for Independence Day was really, really good. They did this really fun video on Train Jugaad, the one that you can see here, this one, the Train Jugaad video. It's hilarious. It's got a whole bunch of shares on it. They're a great example of a brand that creates viral content that gets a whole bunch of views and engagement at a low cost. This is another great one, Goa plans, like plans that we all have made. We all will relate to it. So another example here. So I want you guys to go check out some of the most engaging videos that these guys have done to get an idea of what really works on social media today. Right? All right. Chandamali says diminishing returns. Kind of, yes. So after a point, you'll be like, it's not working anymore, you stop. Nothing will work forever. So they tried different videos, and then the last one got only about 11,000 shares, and they stopped. They'll be like, okay, I don't think people like this anymore, let's try something else. So till it's working, you repeat it, you replicate it. Then at a point, you'll probably see it stops working, and then you stop doing it. Okay? All right, so that's example. Let's look at another example. This is from Wix. I don't know how many of you have seen this video, but it stands for a cause. Content that stands for a cause really works, right? If you stand for something and you see a video that stands for something you stand for, you automatically share it. This Wix video takes two causes. One is adoption and the other is transgender rights. I don't know how many of you have seen it, but it's a wonderful video that takes two causes and weaves a great story around it. Right? It's got about 30,000 shares. It's about 4 minutes long, so I'm not going to ask you to watch it now. I'll give you the link. You guys can watch it later. But always remember that content that takes a stand really, really works. This is another example from Mirinda, where this is, you can see it's published in February, which is peak exam timing again. This is the time when everyone is under exam pressure, all kids, teenagers. So they did this video that told parents to take a pledge that they would not pressurize their children during exam time. So they call it the Release the Pressure campaign. And this got about 41,000 shares. So these are two videos which I want you guys to watch. Both are about 3.5 4 minutes long. That's the link to both videos. You guys can watch it later today, but please do watch them. You'll know how content that stands for a cause really, really works on social media. Right? And then we'll look at another video here. This is a video from the brand Practo. How many of you have heard of the brand Practo? How many of you heard of the brand Practo? Yeah, everyone's heard of it. You know what they do. Practo is basically a marketplace for doctors. So if you want to find a doctor, you can go to Practo. They have all doctors listed there with reviews, ratings, etc. And you can find a doctor in your city, your area. So they did this video for Mother's Day that I want you guys to watch. So it's a short video, about I think 1.5 minutes or so. So you guys can watch this video. Let me know once you guys are done, and then we'll come back and discuss. So there you go. Watch the video and let me know once you guys are done. Done, guys. Everyone else, can I say quick yes if everyone's done? Yeah. All right. So What made it work? 43,000 shares, 1,500 comments. What made it work? Very emotional, beautiful video. Yeah. Bombarded with emotion, says Krishnan. Yes. Emotional connect. Right. So it touches upon one of the strongest relationships in this planet, which is a mother-child relationship. Right. Anyone with connect to this, right? Very strong connect. It's much better than any random Mother's Day video. Right. If you do a random Mother's Day post versus this is obviously going to get you much more engagement than anything else. Also, you look at the brand connect. Did you guys see the brand connect in the end? The beautiful brand connect. It's a platform for doctors, and they say to the first doctor you ever called, Happy Mother's Day, and they say call mom now. Right? Very well done. Even the brand connect is so beautifully done. Right? Again, a great example of content that works on social media today. One thing I want you to note, which is a common thread through all the examples that we saw, is none of the content examples that really worked and got shared sold the product in your face. Did you guys note that? None of the content that got shared was selling a product in your face. It was trying to build recall for the brand in different ways, but nothing really sold the product in your face. If Plato did a Mother's Day post talking about how they have the greatest platform for doctors, we have 25,000 doctors in 50 cities, do you think you would share that content? Nobody would, right? If Ixigo kept posting something that said, get cheapest flights, get 50% off on flights, or get 10% off on flights, get 500 rupees cash back, would anyone care to share stuff like that? Will you keep sharing content that keeps talking? Or will anyone share a post that says, get 100 rupees cash back on a flight that you book? Nobody would care, right? Which is again key here. Always post content that gets people to be brand aware through great stories and the ingredients that we talked about. Right? That's like if you want engagement on social media today, you have to create a beautiful story through at least one of those ingredients that we talked about earlier. Right? So keep this in mind. In fact, now that you guys are more aware about how this works, how the Facebook newsfeed algorithm works, how the algorithm rewards brands that create great content with great engagement, always remember that you only create content that will either get users to share it, comment on it, tag their friends in it. That's when you would get the algorithm to favor you, get a lot more engagement, get a lot more reach, right? And now that you're more aware, next time you go to your Facebook feed and you browse it, if you see any video that's got thousands of shares, any post that's got thousands of shares, stop, ask yourself, like which ingredient did this have that made it get shared so much? The more you do this, the more you learn. I've been following this approach for the last 5 years now. It's worked beautifully for me. So now when any brand is going to post something, I can look at it and I can tell you that, okay, 95% chance of this getting shared, right? Or I can look at it and tell you that the chance of this getting shared is 5%, or nobody would really share this. Out of experience, the more and more you analyze content, the more and more you'll subconsciously just know what works and what doesn't work. You look at a piece of content and you'll know that, okay, this will get shared or this will not get shared. Right? So keep that in mind. Hereafter, whenever you browse through social media and you see something that's getting shared, stop, analyze the way you did with all these posts, learn from it and see how you can apply those learnings. Right? One thing that you should remember is when we are creating content, always avoid something called engagement bait. Right? Engagement bait. I don't know how many of you heard of this term, but engagement bait is basically urging people to share something that's an average piece of content with this bait that they could possibly win something. Right? The content is average. The content is nothing great, but you're telling people to share it with the intention that they could win something. Right? So have you seen posts like these? Have you seen posts like these where they say it'll be a very average piece of content? They'll be like, share this and you could possibly win a phone. Share this and you could get a chance to win something. Share this and we'll send you a voucher. All that is engagement bait. Facebook has been very clear. They've published it on their newsfeed site itself, where they've clearly said, you can see that line there highlighted at the bottom. It says, starting this week, which is December 2017, we will begin demoting individual posts from people and pages that use engagement bait. So as a page, someone who's creating content, If you use this, Facebook will penalize you for trying to push your average content or artificially boost your average content by telling someone they could win something by sharing it. Right? Example like this one. So you can see here it says share with 10 friends and you could win a new car. Right? Doesn't make sense at all. There's nothing great about the content. It has no ingredient in it that we talked about. It's not adding any value. Just that you're trying to tell people you share, and then that's how you're trying to get reach. So you're trying to artificially inflate the engagement on your post, and Facebook is taking this very seriously. Right? So avoid doing anything like this, or Facebook will demote that post in the feed. Right? Great, guys. So we spend a lot of time looking at content, how do you approach content, seen a lot of great examples from different brands. A lot of you might have a question at this point saying, well, that's fine. We've seen great content. By now we know what ingredients should great content have. But how do we create it? And how do we go around creating those beautiful images, GIFs, and videos? Right? I don't know how many of you had that question, but if you did, there are lots of great tools out there that help you create images and videos. So let's look at some of them. Let's look at tools for creating images first. And in the next week's section, I will also show you tools for creating videos. And how do you create videos online using tools? So simple, low-cost videos like the one that Ixigo did, right? Or something that's even simpler, maybe a slideshow video. I will show you the video tools next in the next session. But for today, let's look at the tools for creating and editing images, right? So you have a tool like Canva. Canva is one of the most popular tools out there. How many of you used Canva before? Can I see how many of you have used Canva before? Anyone? How many of you used Canva? Some of you have. Gaurav says yes. Swapnil also has. Canva is a beautiful tool, very, very powerful tool for creating images. I will show you now. Yeah, Tarun is using it for a year now. Richard's used it. Very, very powerful tool. One of the best tools out there. I'll show you how to use it. You got other tools as well. So there's Snapper. There is a tool called Adobe Spark, which also helps you create video, which I'll show you. There is Stencil, there is Trello, and there's a tool called BeFunky. So these are a bunch of tools that you can use to create images online without, even if you don't have any knowledge of Photoshop, right? You can use this. Canva is probably the best out there. So let me take you through Canva and show you how Canva works. Hang on. So let's go to Canva. So this is Canva, right? So when you log into Canva, it will bring you to a screen like this. So you can go to canva.com, sign up. It will bring you to a screen like this, where you can create any design. So it has, you can see here, it says create a design. So you can create like social media posts for Twitter, for social, for Facebook, Instagram, right? You can create book covers, marketing materials, right? You can even create banner ads for your digital advertising. They have all the formats here. So it's very simple. You can just pick any one. You can just pick any one here. And then there are a lot of layouts you can choose from. You can pick any layout. You can even search. So if I want to search for, let's say, social media here. Hang on. So if I just come here and search for social media, so I'm going to type social media and I say search, right? It will pull up images that I can use. So you can actually see a lot of images that are here. I can pick up photos, on photos pertaining to social media. I can pick this, I can pick illustrations, right? I can add different layouts that I can choose that are already there. I can choose specific elements, shapes, icons, charts. I can add text. I can add a background of any color. So if I want a yellow background, for example, I can add a yellow background. So there's a whole bunch of things that I can do with Canva. It's a very, very powerful tool. In fact, what I want you guys to do is to go and play around with this tool. You can make any images with it. You can make GIFs with it, combining it with Easy GIF. So, have any of you tried making a GIF with Canva? Those of you who use Canva? Have any of you tried making a GIF with Canva? No? Any of you tried making a GIF with Canva? An animated GIF? You can combine Canva with a tool called Easy GIF and do it. So if you want, I can do a quick, if you guys are interested, I can do a quick demo of how do you make a GIF with Canva for you. If you guys want to see it, I can do a quick demo for you now. Okay, so let me do it for you. So it's pretty simple. Let me show you how to do it. So I'm just going to go back. I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to pick a new background. Right, so I'm going to start. And let's say I want to pick a background on travel. So I'm going to say travel. So I like this picture. I'm going to pick this picture here. I'm just going to move it around and make it in the square size. So I'm going to do this. And just going to, yeah, perfect. So I now have the image here. Now I'm just going to add text on it. So I'm going to say text on the left. I select text. I'm going to add a heading. Right, and then I'm going to move this heading up here. I'm just going to say I love travel, right, and I'm going to make it, let's say, orange color, right. So I just created one image. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create different frames to convert to a GIF. So I'm going to just duplicate this. So I just created one image. I'm going to click on this, copy this image here next to the image. So I will say copy. And then I have a same image copied down below. I will then change this color to, let's say, yellow, or let's say green, right? Then I will copy again, and I'm going to change this color to, let's say, blue. Then I'm going to copy again, and this time I will change the color to, let's say, I don't know, let's try this one. So now I've got 4 images that I just created with different colors. Everything else is same. Just this color of I love travel is different. I'm going to click on this download button here on the top right corner, and I'm going to download the PNG, and I'm going to say download all pages. It says preparing your design, and then it will download it here. Right, so while it downloads, it's still downloading. Right, then it'll ask me to save it, so I'm just going to save it on my desktop, and I'm going to call it I love travel, and I'm going to say save. Then I will go to my desktop here where I have this folder, right? And now I'm just going to go to another tool. So I've downloaded all the 4 images. I will go to a tool called Easy GIF. So this is a tool, it's called Easy GIF. It's a tool that helps you make GIFs. So that's the link for you guys. So I will go to GIF Maker here. I'll go to GIF Maker. I will then say choose files, and I will select all these 4 images from here. Select all these 4 images, and I will say upload and make a GIF. It will then quickly upload my images, right? It will upload my images. So it will take about a few seconds to upload. Once it uploads, it will now give me some options. I'm going to leave all the options default. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to click here on make a GIF. So I say make a GIF. And here, there you go. My GIF is made. Right, so let me download it for you and show you. So I'm just going to save. I'm going to download it from here, the save button. And I'm going to save it on my, let's say, desktop, right? and I'm now going to open it in my browser and show it to you. You see that? So that's the GIF that we just made. It's animated. You can see the text is animated there. Right? So you can do, this is just a simple example that I showed you. You can get as creative as you can. You can make different layers in Canva and use EasyGIF to merge them to a GIF format. Right? This is just a quick, simple example that I did in like the last 4 or 5 minutes and showed you. But you can get as creative as you want. And you can go play around with the tool and create something that's fun in the way I just showed you. Right? So that's how you make a GIF, guys. That's how you can use Canva and EasyGIF together to make a GIF. Now, Canva has a great tutorial also. So what I suggest you do, for those of you who are just starting out with Canva, they have a quick, I think it's a 20-minute tutorial where they quickly take you through all the features of the tool. It's beautiful, right? And it's a very, very powerful tool to use if you have no Photoshop experience and you quickly want to make great images. You can use Canva really, really well, right? For designing stuff. Okay. All right. So what I want you guys to do is to go and play around with this tool as well. Sign into Canva, sign up for it, play around, and you'll have to use it for your task anyway, right? Great, guys. So with that, we are done with what we had to cover today. I'm just going to quickly take you through your task. Okay, both are free. Yes, both are free. Canva is free up to a limit, and EasyGIF also. So what I did now, whatever I did now is free. I've not paid for these two tools for what I did and showed you right now. Right? All right. Great, guys. So with that, we are done with what we had to cover today. I'm just going to take you through your task for today. Right? By the way, it's 1:30. I just need another 5 to 8 minutes to take you through your task. Is everyone okay with that? Sorry for the slight delay. I just saw it's 1:30. So I need about 5 to 7 minutes to take you through your task. And then we'll close. We'll also open for Q&A after that. So if any of you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Use the chat box. I'll also open up the mic if any one of you want to use the mic in the Q&A. So don't worry, I will not close the session till all your questions are answered. I will not leave till all your questions are answered. All right. Great, guys. So I'm just going to take you through your task for today. So it's on your LMS. You can go to the social media marketing course. Pick the first week, which is, this is the first week here. Introduction to social media, Facebook marketing and content creation. And then here you have the content that you just saw, a quiz that you guys can take, and you have your task for today. So I already gave you a small task to do earlier. What was that? I told you to do a few things. Quick check. I told you guys to do something in the first half of the session. What was that? What was that? Everyone, I asked you to sign up for all social media platforms, right? Yeah, perfect. Excellent, all of you. So create accounts on all social platforms. That's a small task to do. So do that. That's the first thing. Second thing is play around with Canva. Those of you who have never tried Canva, play around with Canva. And third thing is this task that you have here. Now, before I get to this task, quick question for you. How many of you already have Facebook pages? As in, how many of you are already admins to a Facebook page or have access to a Facebook page that you use? Can I see a quick yes or a quick no? Some of you say yes, a lot of no's. So for those of you who already have a page, you can skip this task if you want. Those of you who don't have a Facebook page, this is a very important task for you guys. So you have to create a Facebook page as part of this week's task. So the entire steps for this task are listed here. I'm going to take you through it now. So let me just take you through the task. So this is your task for today. It says create the perfect Facebook page for your business. So that's the link to the task for you guys. There are 7 steps that are involved. The first step is to choose the positioning for your business, right? So those are the 7 steps. I'm just opening it up for you. So this is the first step. So you would choose why you want to create a page, how you're going to position it, what value you're going to add to your audience. That's the first step. Second step is choose the correct page type depending on what kind of page you are. So they'll give you different types of pages. You can choose which page type is most relevant to you. Depending on whether you're a brand or a community or a local business, you can choose from the options Facebook gives you. Step 3 is to fill in your page info. So fill in all the relevant info on your page in the about section. By the way, all the steps have instructions here. You can also read the instructions that will help you complete the task. All the tasks are self-explanatory. They all have instructions. Step 4, you can create a cover image. This is where you will use Canva. So it says go to canva.com. And so those of you who want to try Canva, this is a great reason for you to try it. So use Canva to design a Facebook cover image for yourself. You can actually choose Facebook cover from Canva, and you can go through the steps here. Like I showed you, you can actually play around and create a Facebook cover image and upload it. So you can use Canva. That way you'll also get your hang of Canva. Then step 5 is add a profile picture. So you can add a profile picture, use your brand logo. If you don't have a logo, you can even use Canva to create a logo, by the way. Canva also helps you create logos if you want. Okay. Ankit says, what if you don't have a business? Can we make a fictitious page? That's a very good question, guys, from Ankit. Ankit says, what if I don't have a business? Can I make a fictitious page? Yes, you can. So you can make a page, let's say for yourself. Let's say that you love travel. You want to make a page for yourself as a travel blogger, right? You can make a page for your blog, right? You can make a page for a blog would be a brand, right? A blog is a brand page because your blog end of the day is a brand, right? So your blog is a brand page, Krishna, right? So you can choose brand there, right? You can, unless it's a community. So if you're creating a page for a cause, let's say you're really passionate about something and you want to create a page for your passion, you can create a page for that. So Ankit, you can choose any of these, and everyone else as well. Yeah, meme page counts. Yes, even that counts. Yes, of course it does. Home count, it does. Right? So you can add a profile picture in step 5. Step 6, you add all the relevant information to your info section, about section, complete all of this. Step 7 is you launch the page. So you can launch your page, and you can also give access to anyone who, if you need help in managing it. So you have the access table here. You can give access for someone in your team to collaborate with you on it, right? So that's the 7 steps. Like I said, all of them are quite self-explanatory. You have points and descriptions for every single step in the task, so you guys can go through it. So that's your 3 things to do for today. 1, sign up for all accounts. Second is play around with Canva. Third is create a Facebook page and see how it's done. And also in the process, use Canva to create a cover image for yourself. Right. So any question on the task, all of you? Any question on the task? Is everyone clear? Yes, no? Can I see a quick? Everyone's clear? All right. Great, guys. So with that, we are done what we have in store this week. I'm just going to give you a quick feedback link. If you guys could please spare 10 seconds to fill in the feedback, let us know how it went for you. And once you guys are done, those of you who are in a hurry to leave can feel free to carry on. In the next week's session, we'll talk about Facebook marketing in detail. So we'll talk about Facebook pages, page insights. We'll talk about Facebook ads, talk about videos on Facebook, video best practices. So we'll talk about Facebook marketing and advertising in more detail in the next week's session next Sunday. So now you know what's up next Sunday and you can come prepared for it. You please finish your tasks as well, guys. That's a request. Please ensure you do your tasks. That way you'll get the most out of the course. Right? Great, guys. Awesome. So if you guys are done with the feedback, I'm going to keep quiet for 10 seconds. Let me know once you guys are done. After you guys are done, we'll start with Q&A. If you can stay back for the Q&A, please do. You'll learn so much from other people's questions. So please stay back for the Q&A if you can. If you're in a hurry to leave, please feel free to carry on. I'll take questions one by one after you guys are done. And if you want to use the mic, let me know. You can use the mic also. Right, great, guys. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds of silence to let me know when you're done with the feedback. Let me know once you guys are done.
Alright guys, we are done. So here you go. I'm going to turn this on again. So great, you guys can see me again. Awesome. So I'm going to start with questions one by one, starting with, I think you guys can start dropping your questions in the chat box after you guys are done. I'll start answering them one by one. Anyone wants to use the mic, let me know. I'm going to start with Dharnisha's question. Dharnisha says, can I create a different Facebook account for SMM? I don't want to create ads from my personal account. Dharnisha, so if you create a page from your personal account, right, nobody will know it's you. So don't worry. Facebook will always protect your privacy. Facebook will always protect your privacy, right? You don't have to create a fake account or a different account for SMM. If you create a page today, I will never know that you created the page until you tell me. Nobody on Facebook will know that you created a page. Nobody on Facebook will know you created an ad. Even your friends will not know unless you tell them, right? So unless you tell them or unless you do something that makes them feel that you created it, they would not know. So don't worry about that, Danisha. Don't worry about it. Nobody will know. Facebook will always protect your privacy. Okay. Feedback is not opening, says Jaykumar. Oh, can you try again? Just or copy instead of clicking the link. Maybe copy and paste it in the browser. That should help. Okay. All right. Jaykumar has a question saying, "What is tag and meme?" Okay, coming to your question. So tag is basically, let me show you what tag is. So when I create a post and I include someone in it, that's a tag. So I'm just waiting for Facebook to load here. Hang on. Okay, for some reason Facebook isn't loading now. It was loading until now. Okay, while Facebook loads, let me show you what a meme is. Right? A meme is basically an image which has text on it. I'm sure you've seen it. Have you seen images like this? Jaykumar? All these are memes. Where you just have a funny image with like one line in the top, one line in the bottom. These are all memes. Does that clarify, Jaykumar, what a meme is? Yeah. Okay, I'm moving on to Facebook. For some reason, again, it isn't opening. Okay, let me just do it again. I don't know why it isn't opening, but yeah. Okay, there you go. So that's when you go to Facebook and I click on write something here, right? So I'm just going to say whatever I type, if I, let's say, want to tag someone. So if I want to tag a friend of mine, let's say, I want to tag a business page. Hang on, I'll just show you how a tag works. So you see this? As I start typing, you see I get suggestions here of all my friends, right? So I can even tag public figures. So you see this? Now I tag Narendra Modi, right? So I can tag maybe, like, let's say Amitabh Bachchan, right? Sorry that I picked the wrong one, but yeah, you get it, right? That's what a tag is. Got it? Jaykumar, what do you mean by tag? That's what a tag is, right? Okay. Is that clear what a tag is? Tag is basically mentioning someone or including someone's profile in your post. Okay. Or if you go to the, yeah, got it? Okay, perfect. Okay, then next question. Abhishek says, will it be a problem for a business page if they don't post regularly? Will it be a problem for a business page if they don't post regularly? Yes. So when I say regularly, when you mean regular, what do you mean? Do you mean daily? Or do you mean daily? Or if you're saying daily, it's fine. You don't have to post daily. It's no problem at all. But if you don't post in a long gap, so if you're not consistent, let's say you're posting once in 2 months, that might not be the most useful because Facebook will be like, this page doesn't really create too much content, and when you suddenly post, it might not give you the best results. But on an average, maybe twice a week, once a week is still okay. Ideally, you should create great content on average, maybe once a week is what you should focus on, right? But Facebook will not penalize you for not posting daily. In fact, it's better to do 2 great posts a week rather than 7 average posts across the week. So 1 average post a day versus 2 average posts a week. 2 average posts will get you much more results, better engagement than 1 average post a day. Okay? Yeah, 1 or 2 in a week is fine. It's okay. But less than that, it's better to be consistent with maybe once or twice a week, or at least, right? At least on an average, if you want to put it that way. Uh, Poonam says, I'm not well versed with marketing and I don't have anything to post as I have no business. So what should I do? You don't need to have a business, Poonam. Like I said, you can create a page for a blog, something. Let's say you're passionate about travel, or you're passionate about writing, or you're passionate about, I don't know, you'd know better what you're passionate about. Then you could create a page for anything you're passionate about, right? You could even be something. Maybe you stand for a cause. Maybe you stand for global warming, as you want to, or you want to eliminate plastics. You could create a cause page. They're talking about why we should stop using plastics to make the world a better place and to save the world or the earth for future generations. You could do so much. I leave it to you to pick what you are passionate about or what you care for and create a page around it. Okay? Does that answer the question, Poonam? Does that answer the question? Yeah? All right. Jacoma says, what's the difference between social media and digital media? So social media is a subset of digital media. So social media is a subset of digital media. So Facebook, Instagram are all digital media. It's a part of digital media. Sorry, social media is one part of digital media. Does that clarify? Does it clarify? So digital media has other things also. It has like your search engines where you can market on search engines through Google search. It has other websites, so your display banner ads that you can do. Email is part of digital media. So digital media is so much. Social media is one part of it. Does that clarify? Yes, no? Jaykumar, is that clear? Yeah? Okay, great, awesome. Uh, Moving on, Krishnan says, if I want an interactive blog, will it come in community or in 2 categories, or if I want an interactive blog, will it come in community or and 2 categories be established? I'm not very clear with that question. Krishnan, can you please rephrase that for me or use the mic? I'm not very clear. There's something missing there. Could you rephrase it to me or use the mic? Okay, Omkar says, I've observed that the page reach is reduced from past 6-7 months. Is this because of change in the algorithm? Like the reach was very good till December 17, but nowadays it went down. Yes, that's because Omkar in December 2017, Facebook made a big change to its algorithm, saying that they would favor posts from friends and family over posts from pages. So all pages have seen a a reduction in organic reach since then. So it's not just your page; it's across the board. Right? Facebook wants to ensure the user experience is awesome. So if you can create great content, okay, Abhishek has a good question saying, is it better to go paid first than organic? So I'd say what you should ideally do is create great content that people will share. Step one, create great content people will share. Step two is spend some money to promote it, right? Spend some money to promote it. And once you spend money to promote it, it will reach more people. If the content is great, they will share it. And that's when you will get more organic reach. Right? So you create great content, spend a small amount of money to distribute it to the audience, to boost it, and you give it that initial boost, people then see it and start sharing it. Right? So that's the best approach to Facebook marketing today. Is create great content that adds value and have a small budget at least to promote or boost it to the right target audience. Okay? Does that work? Okay. Krishnan says, I want interactive blog. Can it come in 2 categories like business and community? No, you can only use one category. You can't choose 2 categories, only one. No, you can't. Facebook does not allow you to choose 2 categories. You can only choose one. Okay. All right. Great guys, any more questions from those of you who are still around? So Krishnan, Ashwani, Abhishek, Chandramoli, Dharnisha, Omkar, Poonam, Jaykumar, Ujjwal and Yogesh. Omkar says, one more thing that I've heard, that a page's reach is good up to it reaches 10,000 likes. It goes on after that. Yes, that's correct. Pages with larger followings have lower reaches. Pages with larger followings tend to have lower reach. Right? Tend to have. Not always, but generally. Pages with large followings tend to have lower percentages of reach. Right? Okay. Great. Any other questions, guys? Again, those of you still around, Krishnan, Ashwani, Abhishek, Chandramoli, Dharnisha, Omkar, Poonam, Jaykumar, Ujjwal, and Yogesh. Any other questions? Is it comparatively? Yes, that's right. Yes, comparatively only. Yes. Yes. Okay, if there are no questions, can we close for the day? All of you? I hope all of you have done with the feedback. If you've not, then I'm just giving you the link again. So here it is. If you've not done it, please do spend 10 seconds and fill it up. So everything, I think everyone's good. So in that case, we'll close for the day. Thank you so much, guys, for being part of the session. Thank you so much for being fun, interactive, and have a great Sunday. What's left of it. Have a great next week, and I will see you guys next Sunday morning again. All right. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.